He is indeed. It's been great to read about him in the papers today. The boy from Waikerie, who has never forgot where he comes from, and that is a sign, I think, of a champion itself. He is a wonderful player. Always difficult to get into Amy Stadium, but the traffic seemed to be worse tonight. Tony Jones down on the boundary. A great atmosphere, I'd imagine.
Oh, it's unbelievable, Gary. You can see the fireworks happening behind me. All this for a 300th game, but of course it's no ordinary 300th. This is the favourite son of the Adelaide Crows by a long shot, and as such the queues were being formed about 5 hours ago here at Amy Stadium, and they could quite feasibly set themselves a new crowd record. That record at the moment stands at just over 51. Jeez, just over 51,000. I thought it was a Scud missile for a minute. Just over 51,000, and they might just top that tonight. And as you say, they're all here to see one man. And if Adelaide get up, well, I reckon the 4 points might be an added bonus.
Good on you, Tone. Look forward to getting to you throughout the night. A fitting turnout for one of the all-time great players, as we said. At the other end of the spectrum, Derm, is 300 games that neither you or I got there. We don't really know, but if that's exciting. What we did do was we played our first game, made our debut, and that is a really significant moment in any young player's career. And we're fortunate enough to have a camera down in the Kangaroos room where Ed Lower received his first Kangaroos jumper.
Tradition at this footy club. And we don't give these jumpers away lightly, the blue and white stripes, okay? Ed Lower today becomes the 929th player, okay, to put the jumper on. A fantastic achievement, and as we've done with everyone who's gone before him, he's invited his dad to come in, present his jumper, okay? Have a great game, mate.
Beautiful touch there. That was his dad, David, and his mum, Angela, in the room for what is a really significant occasion. And the Kangaroos, well, they've got a bit to prove, Derm. They're 13th on the ladder. They dropped a game last week that they perhaps shouldn't have, but they'll be had to redeem a bit of respect.
Wonderful moment for young Ed Lower. This team, this is actually a danger game. Make no mistake about it. Neil Craig has said that he is training his team up now. So the workloads come up, and then they'll taper off with about 2-3 weeks to go before the final. So if ever they're going to be vulnerable, it could be tonight. The Kangaroos, you would think they've got a game style in plan for them. Let's have a look at their team now. Petrie, he's named at centre forward. He'll probably play down in the back line. Rawlings will get a job, maybe on Edwards, maybe on Goodwin. Thompson at full forward. He is just about the #1 big man forward in the comp at the moment, given his form of late, keeping Sav Rocker out in the emergencies list still.
Drew Petrie playing his 100th game. Congratulations to him as well. Been lost a bit tonight, understandably. What about this Adelaide side? They have been unbelievable, Dermot. They've been either first or second in 20 of the past 25 rounds. Their defence is magnificent. Rutten, all-Australian fullback, conceded just 14 goals in 15 games.
Well, he's been magnificent. I think his name's penned in at fullback again already. Let's have a look at this team. If they can't, well, you would imagine they can't get better, but Benny Hart comes in. Nathan Bock, who did a job last year, about 3 or 4 big jobs in a row. He got Revolt once last year when Revolt was on fire and gave him a little bit of a number as well. He's named at half-back flank up against Scotty Stevens. Now, Stevens had great form, so there's pressure on them now while they're at the top of the table to keep their positions. Not only do they have to play good footy, they've got to keep somebody who is arguably better than them out of a spot in the side.
It's a handy side when you're on top of the ladder and you reintroduce Ben Hart and Bock. It's going to be a big night. As we said, it's all about this man at the moment, Mark Rasciuto. He has been a superstar. On behalf of us all here at Channel 9, we congratulate the Roo.
Ancient mystery.
Solomon's mines are a part of ancient history.
You turn to the experts.
Why do you think African tribes would be interested in Solomon's mines?
Saturday, 7:30, an epic television event.
The one who holds the stone rules all of Africa.
Every clue, every secret brings them closer to the greatest discovery under the sun. Patrick Swayze, King Solomon's Mines, Saturday, 7:30, Channel 9 on Cadbury's Great Night In.
Grand final win.
Point for Premier!
Go Bombers! I'd just like some socks and jocks.
The new AFL Coles My gift cards. Just what footy fans always wanted. Available at Kmart, Myer and Target. Conditions and exclusions apply.
Call 1-800-NO-DRIP. Call 1-800-NO-DRIP. Call 1-800-NO-DRIP. Call 1-800-NO-DRIP. Call Metropolitan Plumbing when your tap is dripping or your drains are blocked. Call Metropolitan Plumbing for hot water replacement and pay no interest ever. Call Metropolitan Plumbing. All areas, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Call 1-800-NO-DRIP.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. Those days of soda and pretzels and beer. Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer. You'll wish that summer could always be here.
What will you be doing this summer? Plan now at Australia's greatest boat show.
Take a good look at an Albie Turner & Son kitchen and you'll soon see why they're rated Adelaide's most respected name in kitchens. They've been building award-winning kitchens for over 4 generations. And now with state-of-the-art 3D computer technology, Albie Turner & Son can create a stunning new range of designs. Classically elegant, hugely innovative, with craftsmanship like no other. It just has to be. Albie Turner & Son, Adelaide's most respected name in kitchens.
CSI Sunday has 2 brand new episodes, so turn it on. Try to remember. New CSI at 8:30, then CSI Miami. New CSI Sunday on Channel 9.
Good. All right. Yeah, Brady, you're going to toss the coin. Adam's going to call.
Go ahead, Dave.
You ready to go? Yep, good heads.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium. Heritage Round gets underway, of course. That is the different Adelaide Crows jumper that you'll see tonight. And young Brandon Davis, who suffers from cystic fibrosis, courtesy of Make-A-Wish Foundation, gets things underway and tosses the coin with both Mark Rasciuto, who is his hero, and, of course, Adam Simpson, the skipper of the Kangaroos. Massive crowd in place tonight. Beautiful way to kick off this round of footy. And what better way to introduce the best commentary team in the business, Dennis Cometti and Dwayne Russell.
Yeah, good on you, Gary. Thanks very much, Derm. Hello to you too. And what a night it is. Like a sellout crowd here at Amy Stadium. Terrific. Great planning too. Mark Rasciuto's 300th against the Roos. Talk about a psychological edge.
And maybe the quintessential quote about Mark Rasciuto today, and Ashley Porter, great local journos column. He had Goodwin, his great mate, Rasciuto's great mate, Simon Goodwin, said that the Adelaide Football Club could go for another 100 years and not have another player of the calibre and quality of Mark Rasciuto, but he's a better bloke than he is football.
That is the ultimate accolade, and, well, his mate Simon Goodwin might be joining him as a Brownlow medalist the way he's going. Let's head back down the boundary. As we said earlier, magnificent atmosphere at Amy Stadium, and Tony Jones.
Thanks, Gary. Well, win, lose or draw, this will be a memorable night for Mark Rasciuto and his fans. 7,500 of these special coins have been struck, and around about 10 minutes ago, only 400 remained. It's going to be a great night. Back to you.
No doubt about that. So let's quickly get to the man that brings us all the injury news. None better in the business, Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, good evening, Gary. Just mentioned Benny Hart coming back for Roos 300th, 9 weeks out with a broken arm, study on the bench. And just right, Marty Mattner with an ankle injury last week, under a bit of suspicion, but out there tonight.
Friday night football is underway. Big night for Mark Rashudo. Goodwin, the opening touch, smothered off the bit of Massey. Shirley feeds it back. Mattner goes down towards half forward. Coming up the ground, Burton. He was scintillating last week with 7 goals. Back to his own goal. Feeds it to Massey. McLeod going past Bassett. Kicks inside the forward 50. In front down there, McIntosh had it knocked away from behind. Rashudo almost. Biglands has got the football. The assist from Rashudo. He gets the goal.
Big wave of players followed that ball in. And although there's no format in the game so far, but that is from the opening bounce. When Nathan Bassett can run through the centre and kick deep into the forward 50, you know that the Kangaroos are playing behind the ball already.
Doing the big suspicion and the talk around the ground as we came tonight was that the Kangaroos have spent a lot of time studying the tape of Richmond and the way they went about, well, disassembling this Adelaide Crows lineup. It was an ugly game, that one, but in the end, the Tigers got the points. But for now, Adelaide have drawn first blood.
And didn't the crowd roar for that opening? Biglands takes out of the air, gets caught, just gets the handball away in time. Little nudge, Doughty, hands and knees, Massey. Toe poke from Grant, knocked on by Harding and Bassett. You can reload them again to Stevens. Almost the kick smothered. Wide ball. Mattner, who's been in great form this year, tries to pick up. Toe pokes it.
Knock it out, knock it out.
Shirley gets the call to knock it out. He's still got it. Finally, it's knocked out. Harvey caught by Goodwin. Harris, Sinclair, Grant, all the way back to Wells on the wing. Loops the handball over the top. They're messing with it a little bit, trying to get the open side. There's Lower, the first gamer, his first touch. A handball to McIntosh. Wells, he was caught. What pressure by the Adelaide Crows. If the goal was great, this is simply awesome, their pressure after it.
I think Neil Craig from that game, that Richmond game he spoke about, they learnt the lesson. They're not going to allow teams to have that time and space to just share the footy around, and that is an indication that they're going to play up on their opponents, put a heap of pressure on the ball carrier.
Not a good bounce. Go ahead, Dirk.
Yeah, that 10-12 seconds, although the Crows weren't in possession, that will make their highlight package at the end of the year.
Harris, Simpson. A lot more hand passes than kicks from the Kangaroos so far. Lower, his first possession. Harding kicks towards half forward. A good kick too. Green's got it about 60 metres out from goal. Not many Kangaroos inside the forward 50. About twice as many Crows. So Green skirts the perimeter and comes to Watt.
Rutten and Thompson, the goal square, something to look forward to.
Harding takes them on. That's ambitious. 52 metres out. Kicks vacant square. It could be a goal. Touched on the line by Stevens. It's set up straight. Landed on its point, and Stevens almost ran into the footy. Watch this again.
Backwards.
Wow.
That is stiff.
It's a local bounce.
Now the Kangaroos, at that last centre bounce, had a 2-man forward line, and the third man was on the edge of the square.
John Cox turned it over. Adam Simpson's marked it, and he may be within range.
You've got players out wide.
Beats it off to Schwarz. He loads up from 50, and he's missed.
Gee, the Schwarz boys can kick a footy.
Yeah, they must have had a big backyard, brother of Troy, of course. Simon Goodwin, probably the informed player of the competition, boys. He has got young Jess Sinclair, not so young Jess Sinclair for company.
John Cock, half volley for Stevens. Coming up Thompson, charging in John Cock, keen to make amends, taken down. Ball slides out the back. Simpson, a hand pass intended for Sinclair. John Cock again. Goodwin hurriedly onto the boot, only as far as McIntosh to Wells. Over the top, awkward to Lower. Coming up hard was Biglands, the goal scorer. Bombs it inside the forward 50. Rashudo, a battle of strength, and he loses. Burrito takes the mark.
Fantastic effort. Burrito, Rashudo's opponent, stood his ground in the battle of strength and took a mark.
Gets it to Grant, left half back, takes on Bode. Dragged down, scrambles it forward. Schwarz, tackled by Massey, heard the voice. Grant keep coming. Little chip down towards half forward. Jones left it behind. John Cock across the boundary.
I reckon the Kangaroos have started okay here. They're matching them. They're winning their fair share of the footy. Got to take the opportunities. Very important when you come over here to take every opportunity that presents itself. They've missed a couple.
Tyson Edwards been followed around, shadowed around by Brady Rawlings.
McIntosh won the palm down. Edwards going nowhere. And the umpire will be forced to ball it up again.
Gives you an idea of how well they rate Tyson Edwards, doesn't it? Brady Rawlings is arguably the best tagger in the competition. They send him to Edwards, which is not disrespecting Goodwin, but probably just a pat on the back for Edwards.
Kangaroos double the Adelaide Crow possession count, 29-14 at the moment, and yet the Adelaide Crows lead. Harvey around the body. Bassett attacked it beautifully to John Cock. Slips it to the open side to McLeod, who's got some room to move. He can have a couple of bounces if he wants to. There's the second. Where's the Roo? It's in his direction. He's on the lead. He's got it. And he is within range.
He starts 35 metres out from goal, Mark Rashudo, which is a difficult place for Ferrito to defend. He doesn't know whether he's going to go back towards goal. He doesn't know whether he's going to push up the ground, or on that occasion, just a fraction wider.
Gee, I mean, if there's any way possible that McLeod has lifted his game as well, his kicking's got better over the last 18 months. I mean, that's about a 1 out of 3 shots for him a couple of years ago, but that was lace out and actually waited to the last second to see where the Roo was leading to.
37 for the year, and he lines up from 50 to bring the house down.
Yeah, stand by. What about that for a kick? What about that for a finish? Listen to that. That's magnificent. Just a full house and a wonderful ovation, and the man's on the board early. There's just some good action here. As he heads back, Ferrito, he's taken the front spot, Mark Rashudo here. He calls him on. Now he starts to head back towards goal. Ferrito goes back with him, and all he did there was open up some space for himself to lead into. Now, if Ferrito doesn't go back, McLeod keeps running kicks over his head. It's a really difficult position to defend.
Adelaide by 10 points then. McIntosh eventually, he was up early, throws it on the left boot. Over the top, John Cock got a fist on it, knocked it away from Harding. In front, Edwards, fickle bounce. Harris tumbles to the ground. Jones, clever hand pass. Releases Sinclair. Sinclair may have been touched. Doesn't matter, clears the players coming up the ground. Lurking behind McLeod. Working in a phone box there, did brilliantly. The 223s, and Adelaide's a lot more nimble. Involved with Biglands and Bassett, bringing it out. The short one to Shirley, lays it off. Massey, McLeod in the grasp, taken down by Harvey. On his knees, heard a voice, went back towards Massey and/or Matner. Wide is still Doughty. Well done there by Schwarz. Grant, the hand pass across to Sinclair. Sinclair to half forward. Harvey lays it off under pressure. Rawlings, touch ball, you heard the umpire. Bassett tracks it back. Hard against the boundary line with some time. Short one is on, and he finds Biglands. 3
options to come out there. The Kangaroos aren't playing deep in their forward line. It's just an easy way out.
Biglands goes long, but there's a few Kangaroos there, and Hamish McIntosh takes the mark. Pokes the ball to the open side. Grant's got some room, but he didn't really want to take off and use it straight away.
He didn't want to take off and get onto his right foot.
7th possession for him coming up.
There's going to be a high possession game for a lot of these midfielders because they have just vacated the forward line and running up free play in the midfield by themselves.
Harding to Hale, and this is a little Richmond-ish. Richmond did this against the Adelaide Crows to keep themselves in it. Just chip the ball around to themselves. Now the poke-up pass. Burton, tough man to beat in a one-on-one, and he did very, very well the first gamer. Ed Lower, allowed to make his debut in familiar territory as a Norwood boy. He's playing his first game for the Kangaroos at home.
Okay.
And the kick is okay. Simpson drops the mark. Danger here. Bott slapped it out. Petrie gathers it half back. He's got a short option if he wants it. It's Wells. Well played, Shirley. Knocks it down. McGregor. Shirley pushing the back as he got the kick away. Simpson pokes the ball back towards half forward. Bouncing ball. Well played, Green. Handball right over the top by Pratt. Perfect. Rawlings And Thompson on the lead. It was just 15.
What a super handball by Pratt. I know on Friday Night Football about 3 weeks ago we spoke of how he got the stitch up, but give the boy credit here. That's a non-dominant side. He's flat-footed. He's got pressure coming at him, and he's hit it lace out to Brady Rawlings. This should be a good battle. If there's space for Thompson, the informed big man, forward big man of the league against the best fullback at the moment.
He's kicked 40 this year, 36 of them from set shots, and he's now got 41.
Standard broadband not fast enough? You need A&R's ADSL2 Plus broadband. Up to 50 times faster than standard broadband. And up to 400 times faster than dial-up internet. No dial-up cost. Don't tie up your phone line. No setup fee. Get a free modem for less than $1.40 a day. A huge 5 gig limit. A&R ADSL2 Plus broadband. Internet that's smoking.
Nathan Thompson playing his 10th game against the Crows. He's kicked 13 goals in the previous 9.
Brent Harvey was half forward, picking up Andy McLeod. McLeod's gone to his own half forward flank now to try and shore up Daniel Wells, who's running free off half back.
Harding got it from Harris. Kicks inside the forward 50. Thompson once more being held. Rutten got it on the deck. Thompson outnumbered. Eventually, John Cock involved earlier to Goodwin, who brings it away. Not 15. Massey, no one went to him. John Cock once more, racking up the possessions. A short one. Wasn't 15 either, didn't matter. McLeod waiting behind, though. Got the hand pass to Massey. Tawney, surrounded. Still going, Tawney. Gets a hand pass off. In trouble, Stevens in the grasp. Tawney once more. Now Shirley. Towards right half forward and Biglands. He's 60 metres from goal. Strategic battle at the moment. Biglands around the perimeter, but back towards the middle, and Tawney about 55 metres out. Now we've got something further afield. It's going to be a Crows free. Holding against Bode, 20 metres out.
Yeah, I think it's going to Bode, is it?
Yes.
Not? Yeah, well...
Mate, he's got him back with his jumper. He's trying to run off. Bang.
There you go.
Jump out.
I tell you what, I've just intently watched it. It'll be left-hand side of screen.
Bode thought it was his, but it is going, I think, to McGregor. So there you go. He was in there. There were 4 players in a very confined space. And McGregor, I think, was getting a pick, as they say in basketball, from Bode. He finishes up with a footy. And he comes directly in front, kicks the goal. Adelaide get their third, McGregor's first.
I'd say come into Bunnings. We have the biggest range around. If you can't find it at Bunnings, you're going to be hard-pressed to find it anywhere else.
Synthetic coir and rubber mat, only $16.90. 45-litre laundry tub, $159. Alec garden stake with timer, $29.98. Redline plastic toolbox, just $9.48. If you happen to find a cheaper price on a stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%.
Why don't you come down and visit us?
Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Kangaroos on the ropes early. Good start for the locals, as you'd expect. Rawlings gets the takeaway, bouncing ball. Harvey sold the dummy, runs inside 50 and misses. And they're the kind of shots they need to kick if they're to win this one. Tony Jones on the boundary.
Oh, quite remarkable, the silence that greets any score from North Melbourne whatsoever. And also, boys, you spoke about their record here, the best of any Victorian club, 9-9 against the Crows here at Amy.
Matner got it from Stevens. Kicks down towards half-foot, pushing it back against Pratt.
That Brent Harvey miss, you can't state how important that is. It would have kept them in touch. It gets their spirits up again. Now, if it goes the other end, just deflating.
Saw the replay there of a push in the box. There goes the kick down towards full forward. Over the top. Petrie got hands to it. Rashudo snaps across the body and gets his second. Wonderfully played by Bode.
This is good.
What?
This, rate it.
50 good reasons to switch your home and contents insurance to Amy. Call 13 22 44 today.
It'll save us some money.
Yeah. Right. But what do you reckon the other 49 reasons are? Wait. What are you looking at me like that for?
Lucky yours, Amy.
2 goals to the star of the show.
Right,
and
he might
Rashido's
end up
beating the Kangaroos on his own at the moment.
Dwayne, he might end up with 10 tonight, the big fella.
Clark into the ruck in his first game back. Ball knocked down. Little handball out. Wasn't all that good from Swallow. And doing brilliantly, John Cock through traffic. Sends it long. Box inside 50 now. Can't take the mark. Pratt knocks it down. Bode. Chips it around the body. Burton flies. Sunk into the pocket.
He probably won't, because they're such a selfless side.
You sound like Craig Kelly.
Now that he's hot, he sort of sits back and says, OK, well, someone else can draw the footy. A lot of attention will come my way. I'll open up for someone else.
7 goals won last week for Brett Burton. He was Modra-like. Tucked into the pocket. Starts at left. Brings it back. And it's home. He's got it all right.
No.
Oh. Gee, it was equal up to the occasion, that goal, umpire. Too good for me.
Great to see the coach back too, if you don't mind me saying. Memories.
The coach.
And the goal umpires.
Yeah, that's what he is.
Wells in short.
Wait for it, Roo, wait for it.
I thought some speculation that there was touched off the boot, Dwayne, so you may have been right.
Well, it was clearly over to the backside of the line.
Harvey told to play on. Kicks towards centre half back. Clears Schwarz, goes back after it. Got off the line of the football. Massey didn't. Tawney's got it now. Lines up and kicks it behind. And again, Bode's quick hands in evidence.
Well, Ben Schwarz has got to realise he needs to. That's the potential touched off the boot. He's got to stay on line. I'd like to have a look at that one as well.
Oh,
because it almost cost him.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yep.
We'll go to Snicko. And if the Snicko says it was touched, it was touched. Lower gets the call to play on. Pokes the ball towards half back. Stevens with the fly. Knocks it down to Ferrito. Handball was okay, but Stevens with the wraparound tackle. And we'll get a ball up at half forward flank for Adelaide. 26 plays 9. Bounce to restart it. Clark and Hale. Swallow does well. Rawlings. Grant from half back. High ball. You heard the call. Thompson was down there. Free kick, and it'll go to the Kangaroos. It's going to Harding.
He was lucky not to give away a free, because even though he looked at the oncoming Crows player and wanted to protect his ground, he took his eyes off the footy. And that could have been construed as shepherding.
Harris got a short pass. Goes back across the ground, just over the head of Bode. Petrie's got it.
All Adelaide Crows players are defensive side of the centre circle.
Yes, as Petrie took the kick, nobody was behind him from either side. This is Jones. 7.5 minutes out from quarter time, Adelaide. Handy lead. Mark Rashido's got 2 goals. There's Watt to the outer half forward flank. Makepeace. Let it bounce. This will be interesting. Goodwin stayed on his feet. Makepeace didn't. Assistance from Sinclair, but Matner aided by the hand pass. John Cock now to the wing. Burton thinks about playing on. Doesn't go off the line. Now he has. Takes on Watt. Touch of arrogance. Well done, Watt. Fought back. Got him. The hand pass ineffective. Wells arriving quickly. Could have been held without it. Thompson on the ground. Tried to go back to Burton. Opportunity for Grant now. Wide of the pack. Grant about 10 metres in from the line. Couldn't find the handle. Goes again. Sliding in was Tawney. Over the top is Thompson. How will the umpire call it? Holding the ball.
Change your straight in, mate. No choice. Thank you.
There's your explanation. Got Thompson, who started on the bench tonight. Back to Bassett, and they're coming to the open side. Stevens, he can run if he wants to. Sort of wanted to. Chips the kick. He put Massey under pressure. McLeod, normally good in traffic. Handball's back in the Massey direction. 80 from goal. Might have to go backwards again. No handballs inboard. Stevens caught. Big dumping tackle by Brown. Ball rolls inside 50. Burton tucked up against the boundary. Ferrito got a foot in the way. Slips a handball out to Hale. Harvey. Ferrito.
Well done.
Boundary line, they did very well. Daniel Harris has got it. Spears it down the line to Thompson, a long way up to the wing from full forward.
Well, you mightn't see it on your screen at the moment, but this is one of the most congested games you're likely to see. It is just squeezed up, looking for these sorts of players to run into some space.
Nobody inside the forward 50 for the Kangaroos right now, so they're buying a bit of time as those players push down the ground. Wells comes to Simpson. Thought we might have seen umpire Goldspink tonight.
Bit of a huddle forming on the half-forward flank. Disperses now.
Oh, Bode, good smother. Pratt, a little lethargic, and that ball, did it come above the knee? I think it did. The ricochet off Bok, too high, so a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, they are just going backwards. They just got pushed backwards by a side willing to put pressure on.
Well, they only learnt it this week, so I'll get into it. Knocked forward by Harris, and it goes out of bounds again.
They may get better at it, but it's going to make for a very long night.
We hope they don't.
Touch, touch, touch. That was the umpire's voice.
There you go, see. Wasn't umpire Goldspink, but you heard the umpire. Very animated. Here's Jones, close to the boundary line. Taken by Sinclair. Sinclair gets it back from Brown across the goal front, and this is Petrie. Petrie looks to the opposite pocket. Getting there in time was Watt. Played on immediately. Around the outer side for Rito. Lunging forward. The mark is taken by Wells.
Wait for the call.
They have just got to get the ball into the hands of Wells every time they can, the Kangaroos. He's got the pace that can worry a few of the Adelaide players in his vicinity. And if you were Laidley, you'd just say, when you get it, have fun with it. Take them on.
I know you guys laboured the point on the footy show last night, Gary, about the umpire having something to say, but I don't see any problem with that anyway. And it's a sign of the times. Turn on the radio. Get a bit of rap.
To editorialise while we wait for the ball to get into that area.
That's right.
Which is the Kangaroos forward
I've
line.
got things to say. Yes, Makepeace. Actually, my hamburger drive-through's got a 5-second delay. It's a tough neighbourhood. On the wing, Green takes the mark.
Casey Green held up.
Now Hale leads for him as you see him going from right to left.
And that's where it goes, and Hale takes the mark.
Is that what you want your 6'9" bloke doing, leading for a short 15-metre chip pass to the wing?
And that is very taxing if he gives about 15 of them a night.
Another thing.
Go on, Dan.
No, no. Just on a roll.
Petrie, who can't take the mark. Drew Petrie in game 100. His 6th season. And we'll get a ball in. 43 of 60 quarters this season, the Adelaide Crows. Almost unbeatable. Kangaroos doing well in the midfield possession-wise. 74 to 44 their way. Goodwin. 38 possessions last week, speaking of high numbers with the ball. Goodwin got a toe poke on it. Wells in trouble and gets a free. He slipped.
Boot to ball, Dwayne. Amazing. I know the whistle had already been blown.
He just slipped into an illegal tackle there.
No doubting the trip.
What's the kick? That is.
What's the ruling on tripping? Is it just a free kick now, or is it potentially reportable?
Potentially reportable, I think, isn't it?
What year is it?
Ah, well, that's right. We're in a time warp tonight, so...
There's the Brownlow medal favourite there, Simon Goodwin. I don't know what the ruling is. I'm going to look it up at quarter time.
I think it was inadvertent contact anyway. Yeah. Over the ball is Jones.
He will see.
In trouble.
Trying to do something else.
Rawlings, and the hand pass from Grant goes out of bounds. That's right.
Well, all he needs is Dustin Fletcher as his advocate, and he's safe.
And we get the other leg. Wells is off the ground now.
Had a dig.
In front, Hale. Hit over the head. Perhaps could have got a free kick. Crawling after the football, Dowdy. Down goes Jones. Stevens is in there, and that ball isn't coming out anytime soon.
Thanks, guys. Straight up.
Well, Jess Sinclair's been set for this job tonight. He's playing on Andy Goodwin. Andy Goodwin, he's back in the Richmond days. Simon Goodwin.
Possession time would
Heritage
be...
night, Derm, that's fine.
Heritage.
Dean Laidley be happy with that. He wants to deny them the footy, and he's been able to do it.
John Cock. Kick finds Burton. And he got dumped after he got the handball out. It's the Adelaide Crows ball. Yes, it is a very Richmond-style Tigers played the style the Kangaroos are playing earlier this year. High possession, keepings off. But they're not winning on the scoreboard. Rashido sends it long, goal square. Good punch away by Lee Brown, only a behind. And the scoreboard is the thing that counts, not the possession count at the end of the night.
And that was the difference, wasn't it? Richmond, from memory, got out to a lead in that game and were able to hang on.
Sinclair, deep in his own defensive area, wide to Simpson. He holds up between the lines, half back and centre wing. Huge crowd tonight. Pretty cool, but good night to play footy. Here's Harvey. 27 plays 9 inside the last 2 minutes of the opening term. A sea of faces in Liata as McIntosh takes the mark. Right on the wing.
Inside 50s, Kangaroos 7, Adelaide 9, so there's a difference of 2 there. And Adelaide have had 3 more scoring shots. So they're on track for this game. They'd like to be a goal or 2 closer with the Harvey miss. They just can't let it fall away at any stage. Just play this shutdown footy. They're playing the best team in the comp. They've got to do something.
Coach's box working on it too. A lot of pointing in there. Another short pass comes unstuck this time as Grant has it knocked away by Doughty.
They're going to try and bore him to death.
Well, if it works.
That's right.
The crowd hasn't been bored because their hero, Mark Rashido's got a couple already tonight. On the ball in. Harris. Simpson trying to create something from 60. Centering ball. Big fly by Thompson. He's got the body. And it'll be Massey's free. Couldn't mark it, Nathan Thompson, so just wanted to have an impact of some sort. He did, but it was a free. Massey made his 100th game last week for the Adelaide Crows. Was a long time coming, but he got there to Stevens, who sends it to the wing. Bouncing ball. Plenty of Crows there, and they all lay the tackle. Ball not clear. Grant caught. Play on advantage, but is it advantage? No, it's not. So the umpire will call it back. And with 33 seconds left on the clock, the Kangaroos a chance for the last score of the quarter.
That tackle on Grant could have been a tad high. Julie Pay close to the boundary line. Thompson met by Matner. Umpire sounded bored. This will be an interesting call. Well, I would like to see that again as to who dragged it in. Oh. There you go. 50 cents. Rutten. Short one. Over the top to Matner, and the siren sounds. Ah, yes, so the Kangaroos now will regroup on Friday Night Football. So far, plan A little indecisive. They trail 1-3 to 4-3. In that term, if there is any breeze to speak of, the Crows did have it. Mark Rashido, game 300 has started in stellar style. He's booted 2 goals, 27, plays 9. Stick around.
This news update brought to you by Australian Super, an industry super fund making a lifetime of difference.
Hello again. In what could be the biggest ever evacuation of Australian civilians, thousands are now beginning the journey from the devastation of Lebanon to safety in Cyprus and Turkey. Police hope security pictures will help them catch 3 men who broke into the Leg Trap Hotel at West Lake Shore this morning. Another clue might come from DNA left behind after the thieves shared a drink before fleeing. And Brisbane coach Lee Matthews has revealed the decision to dump Jason Ackermanis has the blessing of all the players. 16 tomorrow, partly cloudy. Good night.
To solve an ancient mystery,
King Solomon's mines are a part of ancient history.
you turn to the experts.
Why do you think African tribes would be interested in King Solomon's mines?
Patrick Swayze, King Solomon's Mines, Saturday 7:30 on 9.
Compare the pair. Same age, same income, same super contribution. Yet there could be a lifetime of difference in their final retirement payout. His fund does not pay commissions to financial advisors. His fund does pay commissions. His fees are lower. His fees are higher. Industry super funds are run only to profit members. Industry super funds, a lifetime of difference.
Comparisons show projected outcomes applying today's average fees of industry super funds and retail master trusts over 25 years. Differences in fees may change in the future, and this would alter the outcome.
It's Honda's once-a-year day sale. This Saturday only, our biggest sale event of the year, with free rego, free CTP and a 5-year warranty with 24-hour roadside assist on current new Accord, Odyssey, MDX, Integra, Accord Euro and CRV. Plus, CRV is drive away with free stamp duty and dealer delivery as well. And there's great offers on Jazz too. Honda's once-a-year day sale, this Saturday only.
Here's your chance to win this Holden Crewman Ute, valued at over $40,000 from your specialist dealer network. Buy any Still Power product for the garden, landscaping or the professional, and you're in the draw to win from your specialist dealer network.
Look what's clearing at Right Price this week. Farmers Union butter, 3 for $2.49. Or a laundry detergent, $2.49. And at clearing, Uncle Toby's roll-ups twistables, 99 cents. Right Price grocery clearance stores, where you go first.
It's so good to be back in the city again.
Why? What happened now?
You know about my new holiday house?
At my ponga?
Yeah, well, it really pongs now. My friend from overseas was staying over. He cooked a nice curry, and then the toilet overflowed. So all weekend I had been up to my neck.
Oh.
Yes, Trev. Insurance forms. It stinks, Trev. Really stinks.
There's an industry super fund for every Australian income earner. And for people working in the building and construction industry, your fund is CBUS. To find out more, call or visit the website.
Channel 9.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by National Australia Bank, helping you get what you want. Amy, lucky you're with Amy. And AMR Computers, the team to beat for great value and service.
Tell me what that song is, Dermot. Music not my strong point. 27-9 at quarter time, 18 points the margin in favour of the Crows. Mark Rasciuto, big build-up for that man, and he hasn't let a huge crowd down. He's kicked 2 goals in the first quarter and looked dangerous every time. Hold your thoughts on the music, Derm, because we want to have a look at the Simon Goodwin incident. Now, is there a trip here? Is it deliberate? Now, you can be, we'll go to the rule book, intentionally, recklessly or negligently tripping another person, whether by hand, arm, foot or leg.
Has he made contact? That might have been a little bit of a soccer fall.
I was reading then, I couldn't see the screen.
You know, I would say
contact.
Okay. I'll tell you where there was contact. Have a look at Massey's hand. Come in and whack him in the face.
Right, we think that Simon Goodwin's right, so we can clear him.
Daniel Wells might get reported then, given the new directive of players taking a dive.
But Massey.
Yeah, I'm not sure there was contact there.
No.
And that's just...
that's an attempt at the footy. That's a high tackle.
I think he's missed there.
Yeah, Fabio Grossa.
Right, we'll clear that up. We'll get to the music in a minute, Derm. I know you're ready to go. Let's go down to another 80s icon, though. Tony Jones.
Yes, and I've got to say, quite a few of us stuck in the 80s around here tonight, Gary. But also, Dean Lately there, nothing in the way of panic stations, but he was a bit critical about the amount of inside 50s they conceded there for the Crows. And I've got to say also that after such a sense of occasion at the start of this game for Mark Rasciuto, things did fall a little flat as the Kangaroos boxed it up. So hopefully we can lift again for this second term.
Doc Peter Larkins, how's the injury front?
Yeah, just Nathan Thompson. It's not the seagulls that landed. They'll target his head. He's just got the white hemorrhoid cream there. Big split on the skull. They cleaned him up at quarter time just so he wouldn't get picked up under the blunt rule. He's right. He's still out there.
Thank you, Doc. The song, quickly, Derm.
Starship. Shocking song.
Thank you. I didn't mind it.
Oh, right.
Start of the second term. McIntosh over the top, tries to direct it down. A man at his feet. And unfortunately for the Roos, it comes unstuck. Goodwin comes away. Got it from Massey. Kicks inside the 50. Burton was in front, lurking behind. A chance now, but the hand pass astray. Rawlings. And the kick comes out wide from Wells. Sinclair went to ground. Picked up by Doughty at close quarters. Goodwin right on the boundary line. Floats it towards half foot. Good grab.
He is in great form, Daniel Wells, and he'll be picking up a lot of votes himself this season so far, and I reckon all he needs to do is get some consistency like he's been playing and put that back to back, and he has taken the next step.
Handball over the top by Lee Brown to Rawlings. He should be playing for Adelaide, Daniel Wells. He was taken by the Kangaroos with pick 2 in the draft, which the Kangaroos got from Adelaide when Adelaide swapped it for Wayne Carey.
He's on his own there for a while, but Tyson Edwards has quickly gone to him. He's too dangerous to leave float across half back on his own.
He'll get it again in a second.
So Ferrito finds Harris. Wells is running for him. Edwards stuck with Wells for a little while. Peeled off. Possession number 9. Inside 50. The mark taken by Pratt on the third occasion, and that should be 50. Especially with this scoreline, you've got to give it.
I reckon you'll find the message will come back out to Tyson Edwards. Mate, let some other bloke kick the footy. You stay with Daniel Wells. Let Harris kick the footy on that occasion, because once he committed to Harris, it freed Wells up, and we know how good he is.
Had he fumbled it one more time, then Doughty would have been well within his rights to push him.
And got an in the back. But it wouldn't have been 50.
Daniel Pratt with just the 2 to his name, and he gives the Kangaroos the perfect start to the second term.
If you want picture quality that's out of this world, see SA's biggest range of plasma TVs and LCD TVs at Radio Rentals. If it's just out, you'll find it first at Radio Rentals. Check! From all the big brands. You can pay cash, rent it, or interest-free it. Check, check, check. And Radio Rentals offers an installation service. Check! Get the big picture at SA's biggest electrical retailer. Should be mad to shop anywhere else.
Kangaroos opening goal of the second term, 4-3-2-3. One down by McIntosh, taken by Edwards. Got the hand pass away to Shirley, goes to half forward. Fisted from behind by the Kangaroos. Harding, Sinclair, and now Wells. Once more Wells, kicks to the wing, McIntosh.
That would be the first. Again, he's on his own, Daniel Wells. He's having a field day.
McIntosh back to Harding, involved moments ago. He's about 75 metres from goal. Towards the pocket. Well, the man was dropping back. Rutten peeled off Thompson. Close to the boundary line. And across the boundary, in fact. It'll be thrown in.
Now, Daniel Wells is on centre wing virtually, on his own at the moment. He is having a super night. I reckon some work's got to go into him. 11 possessions at the moment and 7 handball receives.
Seems remarkable. He's standing up by himself. And if this is a quick kick out of the congestion, it could go to him. As it turns out, Adelaide will get some time to think about their kick.
He will get it again at some stage, because once it's turned over, he's the free player.
Good one to Shirley. Shirley at left half back. That's an interesting kick. Wow, he gets it. That was a terrible kick from Shirley. Now it cleared Stevens by about a metre.
Has to wait for Thompson to reload here.
Wells, high ball inside the forward 50. Thompson in best position, almost. Bassett pushed him out of the way, gets a hand pass to Shirley, loops one to Johncock. Now an opportunity up the middle. Doughty at centre half back. McLeod storming past him, one bounce. Past the centre circles, probing kick inside the forward 50. Up goes Burton, crashed hard. Right at the pack, McIntosh cast in the role of a rover. Petrie, not the nimblest man. Coming in strongly, Box over the football. Scrambling in there, well played, Brown. Brown knocked it out, Wells. He got it from lower. Now the ball driven by Grant. Beyond the wing, close to the boundary, Goodwin. Quite happy to see it trickle out.
And one of the things that does back up your point that they had a good first term, the Kangaroos term. They were 18 points down at quarter time. They played in round 7, these two teams. And Adelaide kicked 9 goals to 1 in the opening term of that game at the Telstra Dome and ended up winning 18 goals to 9. So they virtually won by the margin they were leading by a quarter time. The Kangaroos didn't want that to happen again.
Got to keep the game alive. You must have your players with a belief somewhere after half-time that they can win it.
Played here last year and it was 1-0 with 4 seconds to go in the second quarter. What's the goal?
6 possessions this quarter for Daniel Wells, by the way. Hamish McIntosh knocks it down to Jones. Caught, pushed, got the handball out. Doughty. And no free kick will get a ball in.
They're having a go. They really are hitting in and they're trying to put pressure on the ball carrier. There's no doubt about that. McLeod has gone down to pick up Daniel Wells. There's a match-up. Not before time, I wouldn't have thought.
And that 9 goals in that first term in round 7 against the Kangaroos was the best first quarter in Adelaide Crow history. So it was a pretty good quarter by anybody's terms. Madna caught, dumped by Makepeace. And we've got a contest. We'll get a ball up just outside attacking 50.
Now, this is interesting, isn't it? The Andy McLeod, Daniel Wells match up here, because Andy McLeod honestly believes, and so he should, that he is the most versatile, skilled player on the deck in the league. And he's playing against the rising star in that category.
Bird got it from Tawney. Massey. Back to Bird, confronted. Bassett under pressure, gets a kick away. Very high ball. In from the side, Shirley gave a contest. McLeod cruising past, missed the football. A push in the back, advantage is played. Harris gets a hand pass to Grant, runs up to centre half-back, kicks through the middle. Thompson on a searching lead, nobody inside the forward 50.
Good run, Ferrito.
It was. Ferrito went inside the forward 50, has to come out again because the kick was short. 60 metres from goal. Buys some time. Comes back to Petrie.
Now with Thompson side onto him, there is no one over 6 foot ahead of this ball.
I've still got Grant one out down towards the square. He'll fly from behind here. Well, Bassett did well. Knocked it down to John Cock, I think with intent. John Cock's kick not good. It eluded Bigland. Shirley backing him up. Pushes off one man, goes to Massey. Massey gets it away to McGregor. McGregor drives it around the outer side, and McLeod making it the other way, making Wells work. Kicks from 70 and finds Bach.
Now, great coaching by making Wells now have to be accountable on McLeod, so you lose the attacking drive. But also, you see the way their forwards work. They work back towards goal more than they do away from goal. All the space was goal side.
Now, Wells has just peeled off once again. And that exposes McLeod.
I think Casey Green's running with McLeod, so...
I think he's just pushed up from the forward line to give some coverage so Wells can just freewheel. See him side onto the man on the mark there?
Bach back in the team tonight, 10 metres in from the line. That's not his best effort, never on line.
His first game of the year for Nathan Bach. 16 of the last 18 games last season. He's actually the most inexperienced player in this Adelaide Crow lineup, and it's his 35th game, so we've got some experience out there.
Well, this is going to be a tough kick for Jess because he gets his 10 to 15 seconds to hold the footy, and he has to wait for about 7 or 8 of them for players to come across so he can target them up.
So with possession number 8, he goes across goal. See, they wouldn't have done that in the 80s. And Lee Brown takes the mark.
Oh, Gubby Allen did.
That's true. And across goal again, and this is why you don't do it. Almost. Pratt takes the mark. Bob thought he got a hand on it.
Simon Beasley would have marked it.
And so they go across goal again. 3rd time in a row.
Good pressure. Good pressure. They're really forcing them out. And again.
4th time. So Grant goes back to Rawlings.
Nothing wrong with this.
Sinclair, the natives are restless. Handball cut off. Goodwin. It might be, as you say, Dennis, a win for football. Yes. Goodwin sends it to Rashudo. And who else should make them pay but the hero of the night?
Have a listen to this.
As long as they hit the target, there was nothing wrong with it. They just held it there too long.
At some stage, you've got to go forward.
Now, look at that handball. In his peripheral vision, he should have seen that it was going to be smothered.
It's implied pressure, though. I mean, the crowd get into it. They all get nervous about playing it. They get a bit self-conscious.
This is for his 3rd goal of the night. To make the Kangaroos pay for their game plan big time, and Superman goes crash bang wallop.
new Astra range, you can go smarter, go bigger, and now go further with new Astra Diesel and go harder with new Astra SRI Turbo. With so many models in the range, if you're after a small car, you know where to go. Holden Astra. Go your way.
34 plays 15. Friday night football from Amy Stadium in Adelaide. Mark Rashido playing his 300th. He's got 3 goals so far. Bigland's getting the free kick. Hit in the back of the head, goes down towards half-forward Burton, trying to work in front. Well done, Watt, though. Beat him to the spot. Clever Riley to Burton to Bode. 60 metres out, Bacon square. Going back. Burrito had it covered. It was wide of the mark in any case.
Shannon Watt doing a good job on Burton. I mean, he's such a dangerous player, in form, probably as in form as Nathan Thompson, really, and he's got good athleticism, Watt.
Petrie got it from Wells. Let's see if they try it again.
They shuffle down, though, Adelaide, and really pressure the next target from this kick, this type of kick.
Well, they learnt their lesson, haven't they? There's no doubt that they've had to learn from the Richmond experience. And whoever's on this man, Harris, will be getting a message, I reckon, because that's an easy out.
So 14 possessions now for Wells. He found Harris, who finds Simpson on the wing. Open forward line now. Chip pass. Thompson won't get there in time. Ball hits the deck. Overran it. Massey boots it off the deck. Bode comes hard. He's got McLeod if he wants him. He pokes it to Rashido instead.
He's been terrific, Bode.
He has. His pressure has been immense. His tackling's been fantastic.
He's going for number 4, the big Roo, and he misses to the near side. Only a behind.
They've upped the ante, the Crows, here, second quarter. Their pressure is just wonderful.
Wells to the pocket.
Now, this kick, Dennis, speaking of heritage around the 80s, this is like Space Invaders. The Crows just shuffle down, so they kick into a wall of new little soldiers who come down to repel it. There you go.
You've got to be able to set up for a one-on-one contest down at that stage there.
Yeah.
You don't have to mark it. You just can't let the opposition mark it.
My favourite, Sergeant Bassett comes up and takes the mark. Gets inside the 50. Rashido almost got a free kick. Knocked out it there by Brown. Good one. Socket forward by Bode. Bock off the deck, a goal. Bode's been involved in all bar the first goal.
They call us the House of Haggle. $8 a metre, too much for a runner. Haggle. Fancy a shag? $150. Too much? Haggle. Is $80 too much? We'll haggle. 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 Is $129 too much? We'll haggle. Haggle. Now look, if you're too embarrassed to haggle, that's okay. Pay full price. I've got $100 rugs for $29, $200 rugs $69, $300 rugs $99. Haggle. Haggle. Is $99 too much? Haggle. Tomorrow, there's only 2 places to be on earth. Man Street, Hindmarsh, May North Road, Parafield. Haggle.
What happens when you come in with a game plan and it just starts to unravel? Then where do you turn?
Psychiatrist.
Well, they haven't been inside 50, the Kangaroos, for close to 8 minutes. Play on's the call. Biglands. Jones. And Jones got it out. Going nowhere.
He's back.
Was Swallow, and he got a free kick from the back.
And they didn't have a chance, and they put it at the feet of the man who's been taking more contested or better marks than anyone, Nathan Thompson. Get it up in the air and give him a chance.
Swallow in just his 6th game doing okay. Gave it to Simpson, who gave it to Rawlings, who finds Thompson on 50. Maybe just beyond his range. Pops it to the goal square. Crows getting numbers back. Stevens takes no chances. Only a behind.
Got to take into effect, too, that the Crows have had 6 clearances this quarter, and the Kangaroos haven't had 1 yet. So whatever game style they're playing isn't even getting a chance.
Don't agree.
126 points. We love it when it's like this in the commentary box. Here's Stevens.
You've got to start somewhere, and they're not getting it done at the stoppages, Kangaroos.
Thompson. Back to McLeod. John Cock. Shirley. They're lining up. Matner decides to break. Bassett outside. Not required. Matner runs to the wing. Penetrating kick inside the 50. Almost the mark behind. Just touched some fingertips. Biglands finds it though and snaps his second.
Sometimes, to get what you want, you need some words of experience. Which is where we come in. What is it you want?
2 goals now for Red Biglands. 16 for the season for him. In the ruck again, Hale. Harris going nowhere. We'll get another ball up.
I think the other thing about this Adelaide side is with Bock coming back and Hart coming back, the blokes that are in the side, they know that if they don't perform, they're lining up. They've got Perry to come back soon as well, so competition's fierce.
Sinclair gets the kick away, but it's straight to Bassett. Yeah, Perry playing his first game back for North Adelaide against Port Adelaide this weekend in the SANFL, Gary, so he won't be far away. Edwards short to Stevens.
Plays on immediately, on the wing, goes down towards half forward, pushing up the ground and taking the tumbling mark is Bock. 60 metres out. Rashudo wants it long to the square. Goes in that direction. Rashudo forced to spoil. Got a fist on it. All Kangaroos in front, though. Harris comes away. Right half back to the wing. Clever McIntosh. Plays on immediately. Brown wants to give it again and does. Harvey took on Shirley. Turned him inside out. Then in turn himself. Eventually forced a hand pass forward. Jones decides to settle. Comes back to Simpson. Back to Jones. And Jones is about 70 metres out. Very important time in the game right now.
Thompson wants it set up over the head of the opponents. Not going there.
Jones, beautiful kick. Right onto the chest of Grant.
Is that a stack of the footy, Shannon Grant? It's one thing he can do. He's up to 12 possessions. But just need to go back and kick this goal. I mean, we spoke of the Harvey one in the first quarter, how critical it is when you get these chances because they're so hard to come by against this side. You must take them.
The last 10 minutes, Adelaide lead in 3 important categories. Disposals, 33-24 inside 50s, 6-3, and 3-3 to a behind. But suddenly that becomes 1-1. And the margin now is back to 26 points. Well done by Shannon Grant.
Is available with dynamic stability control and traction control for incredible road holding. Nothing drives like a Falcon.
Nathan Thompson's come to the bench. We're not sure whether he brought himself off or whether he was called off, but he is off. And Hale has gone to full forward for the Roos.
Well, Hale was ready to come on, so that call has come from the coach's box.
Thompson to Goodwin, straight up in the air. Shirley makes a contest with Jones, and it was legal. Doughty slaps it down to Shirley. Caught by Ferrito. Rashudo, hands and knees, tried to slip it to Bode. He met Jones high, almost clashed heads, and it's a mass of players around that ball, and the umpire will ball it up.
I'd love someone to mount a case for Hale at full forward ahead of Nathan Thompson, please.
It has just been terrific so far. There's Doughty wide of the pack, claimed by Swallow. Can't get through.
The doc has just informed us there's nothing wrong with Thompson. The only thing I can think of is if they want someone to stay in the goal square. But gee, that goes against the plan of shuffling up the field. Hale wanted up to centre forward
at the moment, Hale.
McIntosh decisively stolen though by Rashudo. No way through. Bulldog down. Took them on. Schwarz will get the free check.
They have stood up in the physical stakes, the Kangaroos. They might be outclassed, but they have stood up.
Schwarz, who made his AFL debut earlier this year against Adelaide at the Telstra Dome in round 7 and injured his ribs. Couldn't complete the game. He's starting pretty well here, and he's got it again, half back.
Come to the boundary, up the line.
Schwarz goes wide to Petrie, won't get there, and it's out of play. And that's a win for Adelaide.
It is a win for Adelaide, but it's minimal damage, according to the Kangaroos at the moment. They kick it up the line and it gets turned over. It's wide open. It's bounced football back, and Adelaide will hurt you. At least they get a chance to reload, man up, and lock it in.
Schwarz off, Pratt back on, Matner. Twists his way through traffic, sends it high, inside, almost inside 50. Punched away from McGregor. That's the Kangaroo free to go to Petrie.
Wells comes back on, so they'll get a little bit of a burst here. the Kangaroos.
Petrie goes across the ground. This is Green. Very wide now. Harvey. Bassett just stayed off him. Didn't want to overcommit. Quite happy, I think, to concede that spot on the ground.
And Hale's on a lead, and it's a good lead into space.
Mock is off. Burton is on. At the umpire, Rawlings goes back towards halfback, and Simpson. Nobody behind him. Simpson. Now a chance for McGregor. Got there, knocked it away from lower. Harris did well. Got the crumb. Brushed aside Burton. Kicks down towards half forward. Taken by Petrie. Looks inside the forward 50. Here comes Brown. Left it behind though. Bounced off his chest. Clark untidy. Stevens though kept it in. Made it look okay. Goes to Thompson with precision. McGregor's got it. Men on over the top. Now that's an indication. What I don't know.
I reckon that's just slow it down. Take the heat out of it. Just possess the ball for a little while.
Yes, either that or look, Mum, I've got the footy. He's got it again. He's on the wing.
Well, they all line up in the middle, leave space on the wing. And it's like a reverse huddle, if you like.
Yeah, look, they're just chipping it around now.
Well, they've coughed it up now. Falling to the ground, Simpson. Interesting, Wells got the hand pass back. Grant forced to kick under pressure, but gains about 40 metres. Stevens on the angle just paddles it towards the line and gets it out.
Gee, the Brown drop mark on the lead in this spot about 60 seconds ago hurts, because Petrie kicked it to him. He drops it, it turns over, and the Crows kick it over Petrie's head to his opponent, McGregor.
Big 4 and a bit minutes coming up in this game. It's 7 goals to 3 at the moment. It is still anyone's contest. Grant inside 50. The lead comes from Hale. That's the man who mounts the case for you, Gary.
Exactly. That's why he's on. That is why. No, well, that's why Dean Laley's coaching. It's strange to see Nathan Thompson, who's been in such rich form, come off, but they've got a lot of faith in this man's ability. I do know that. Maybe you could have both of them on.
You could have mounted a case that Nathan Thompson would have taken this in one grab, though.
It was a good kick, wasn't it?
Beautiful kick.
It's not the greatest set shot. He's kicked 6-10 from set shots this year.
He could have 2 goals kicked on him in this match before half-time, Ben Rutten. That's a collector's item.
Pretty good off the boot. It's through. And they're sticking around, the Kangaroos.
Expert advice is essential, because when customers come in here, that's what they would expect. Leave happy. Leave happy. We want the customers here to leave happy.
20 kilo Hot Rocks wood logs, only $15. Mobile miter saw workbench, $149. Jumbuck patio heater, $169. Pack of 16 insulation bats, $46.11. Fibre cement eave sheet, just $8.70 per sheet.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Tony Jones.
Nathan Thompson's back on, Gary. You'll be pleased to know, but Hale's still very deep in the goal
Well,
square.
that would be a wise move, because Hale's kicked the goal, so now they've got 2 big targets.
Clark goes up, knocks the Crows forward, taken by Simpson. He follows up his own hand pass, goes across to Wells, who started the term so well, very short, and Sinclair's got it. So the Kangaroos mounting another challenge here, overrun early in the term. Goes short. Swallow.
Daniel Wells has pulled up sore, boys, after that kick. He's just hobbling.
Whoa, Harding, a little too casual, spins around at half-back, pops it just beyond the wing, and the mark is taken by McIntosh.
Now, Thompson is too close now. He's going to have to double back lead if Corey Jones gets under this. This next target should be Nathan Thompson.
Nearly 15 to Jones. Goes back. The mark is taken by Pratt. Nobody behind him, although a man dashes from the outer side wing to centre half back. That's Rawlings.
How many stretches them? Is that they're trying to do? Just trying to spread the defence a bit, bring him out?
Not sure.
No, me either. Just trying to mark the case.
Now, with Doc Clark on the mark, this exposed Massey is having to pick up Hamish McIntosh down the line. You'd think that would be a worthy one-on-one to go to.
Rawlings has it again. Play on's the call again. Nobody behind him. He's the deepest man as he goes across to Swallow. Last 5 minutes. The Roos 28 disposals. Adelaide 8. So that has swung around remarkably. Inside 50s 2 zip as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, Daniel Wells, I think Gary picked it up, the right groin. He just put up a little bit sore. He's come off the ground, got up the race with one of the physios from Kangaroos to get some work at half-time.
Grant's turned it over straight to Goodwin, so their ploy of opening up like the piano accordion. The Adelaide Crow defence, which had rushed back, hasn't worked for them. And a Stevens ball at half-back. Chip kick, Mantner.
Now they're conceding possession here, the Kangaroos. There's plenty of Crows around this ball.
Got the quarter play on, sends it wide, John Cock.
This ball will get deep into the Crows forward line.
Possession number 10. Edwards the target, and he got there with Makepeace, maybe getting a knuckle on the ball, and it's out of play 90 seconds from half-time.
Looks of consternation in the crowd. It's a little bit different, this one. Boundary throw it on the outer side. Obviously, the ruckman hurt him. Knocked down in front by McIntosh with the backhander. Edwards socketed off the ground. Doughty underneath lower, could have been pushed in the back. No free. In goes Bode. He's been very good. Socket off the ground yet again by Tawney that time. But eventually, weight of numbers back there carries the day for the Roos.
About Brady Rawlings' job again. Tagging Tyson Edwards. Is that out in the full? Throw in.
Not 15.
Not 15. So you heard the call, and he played on. Simpson just popped it across.
Ah, yes.
Brady Rawlings, 15 possessions. Tyson Edwards, who he's tagging, 4.
Grant was the man who took it out. Here's Goodwin after some good ruck work from Clark. Kicks inside the 50. Ferrito missed it. Socket out towards the boundary line, and that will do the Roos.
Casey Green continues to run with Andrew McLeod, regardless of where he goes. McLeod tries to get to Daniel Wells, who's now off the ground. Must be a free Adelaide player. I reckon it's in this back half.
Clark decisively down to Rashuda, grabbed and turned as he kicked, and as a result, the ball out of bounds on the full.
Nathan Bassett is a free man. He's got 10 possessions.
Pratt, short pass. Hamish McIntosh takes the mark.
Thank you.
Chips the kick, and dangerous, but Ferrito also takes the mark, tucked up against the boundary. 30 seconds and counting, and it would almost be a win for both teams if they went to half-time with 20 points being the margin. The Kangaroos would be reasonably happy with that. Adelaide, regardless of the way the game's been played, at least go in with a lead. John Cock caught, going nowhere, and we'll get a ball up, maybe chance for one last quick takeaway from the wing.
In the midfield, the Kangaroos' possessions lead 150 to 100, and they've taken 60 marks just in the midfield to 20 of Adelaide.
Important palm down to Clark. Thompson caught, ran into his own man.
Friendly fire on the thigh.
Got to be holding the ball.
And the umpire has called it.
He'll be sore. He will be sore. He's a tough kid.
But it's half-time here at Amy Stadium in what's been a strange but intriguing game to watch between one of the best teams that we've seen for a couple of decades, perhaps, the Adelaide Crows, and the Kangaroos, who may have had a struggling season, but they are still a chance of a massive upset tonight. Adelaide 7-6-48, the Kangaroos 4-4-28 on Friday Night Football.
Why didn't we think of this?
One red paperclip.
On 60 Minutes, how this clever bugger swapped one red paperclip for this, then this, then this, then this, and ended up with his dream home. Also, Peter Harvey.
And we've been told to take cover.
What the Middle East crisis is really all about. And see what happens when Tara meets Billy.
You're a rock star. That's funny.
Toyota presents 60 Minutes, Sunday, 7:30 on 9.
This sports update brought to you by the good guys. Pay less, pay cash.
Hello, I'm Leif Mulligan. Brisbane coach Lee Matthews has spoken of his sadness at dumping controversial star Jason Ackermanis. He's also revealed it wasn't just his decision. All his players wanted Ackermanis dropped. Many of the 23 Australians are well placed heading into tonight's second round of the British Open, and Floyd Landis stages an incredible comeback to be back in the fight for the Tour de France. Have a great night.
Stonecraft have done it to us again. Just look at the new display supercentre. How can anyone compete with this? And how many more types of stone do they need? Who else has this kind of kitchen and barbecue areas? Check out timber flooring, granite.
Hey, you, get out of there.
Ridiculously low prices on everything. They can't keep these prices up.
Hey, yes, we can.
Stonecraft new supercentre, corner Railway Terrace and Manchester Street, Mile End.
Adelaide Furniture and Electrical. Hey, Joe, how do you keep the prices so low?
It's second hand.
Well, you wouldn't know. Hey, Joe, how do you keep the prices so low?
You haggle. Come on, give us a go.
There's lounges, dining, kitchen stuff. Hey, Joe, you're not charging enough. Fridges, washers, and TVs.
Everything electrical is guaranteed.
Adelaide Furniture and Electrical.
Off of Port Road.
7 days a week.
We want your trade-in. Smiths are offering top trade-in deals when you upgrade to one of their new or late model cars. The best deals are being done right now, new or used. Now there's another happy Smiths customer. See Smiths, Port Adelaide, Blair Athol, Renown Park and Medindi.
Over the past 50 years or so, the TV has undergone quite a few changes. Today's TVs are bigger and better than ever. And from this weekend, your TV guide in the Sunday Mail will be too. It's huge, with Foxtel as well as free-to-air programs, more reviews and more info about what's on. And there are some great weekly prizes. This Sunday, it's the ultimate AFL weekend, thanks to the Fox Footy Channel. Love my Sunday. Love my new TV guide.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season, proudly brought to you by Radio Rentals, SA's biggest electrical retailer, Bunnings Warehouse, where lowest prices are just the beginning, and Carlton Draft, the beer behind footy. The National Australia Bank Halftime Report.
Welcome to the jungle. It gets worse there every day. You learn to live like an animal in the jungle where we live. You gotta hung up for what you see. Take it eventually. You can have anything you want, but you better not take it from me. In the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Won't you bring it to your I'm gonna watch you sleep.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium and the NAB halftime report, and it is the Adelaide Crows on this Heritage Round weekend opener. 20 points the margin at halftime. They were 18 points up at quarter time. They lengthened that out to a 20-point margin. The goal scores up until halftime haven't been that many of them doing, but Mark Rashuda leads the lot.
Absolutely. Red Bigman's chipped in with a couple on the run as well. Bock McGregor also for the Crows. And for the Kangaroos, Big Nathan Thompson and David Hale have each kicked a goal against Ben Rutten and Shannon Grant Pratt as well.
Well, there's been plenty of debate in this box about the game. It has been possession time against a conventional style of play. For the purists out there who enjoy the spectacle, probably not great. But for the Kangaroo supporters, they're close enough. But what they need to do is take these chances. Now, you see this. Brent Harvey needs to kick this goal very early on in the game. What happens from there? Ball rebounds down the other end, and Mark Rashuda, the man of the moment, kicks a goal immediately after. That is one thing that's cost him tonight.
Also, you notice young Bode there. Young Bode, he's not young anymore. His work at ground level, holding the ball in, has been fantastic. The Roo also, 3 goals in his 300th game. He has been sensational. Only the 7 possessions, but really provides a focal point. Now, when you're 300th, you think you could be a bit selfish. His unrewarded leading, if he doesn't get used, this is great play because he just needs to get a little bit of ground in front of him. He backpedals, and when he looks up and sees that Ferrito's backpedaling with him, then he can go. Now watch it, he clears out a lot of space as well. He won't go this time. Look at that snap over the shoulder. I counted them. He's kicked that from 12 metres out, and within 15 metres of the goals, there were 7 Kangaroo players. So what a great player it is that can lead and mark and get snapped from ground level like that also.
Always dangerous. Got one from his great mate Simon Goodwin there for his 3rd of the game, and one only in that second quarter to have 3 at half-time. We've had our eye on a couple of players. Andrew McLeod always draws our attention, another genuine superstar. One of the smoothest movers you'll ever see in footy. And he's been playing off half-back predominantly, but such was Daniel Wells' dominance, and we'll have a look at him shortly, that eventually McLeod had to be brought up the ground to go with Wells. Casey Green, his opponent, went with him. It created a 2-on-1 for the Adelaide Crows, and the free play Bassett at the other end was making a nuisance of himself. He's lost nothing. I think you said that during the call, Durham. He's still got the pace and the leg speed, and his ball delivery always first class.
Amazing too. He's had bone on bone for about in his knee for about the last 6 or 7 years. But look at the power running he gives here. And there's Wells trailing him back the other way. Just an amazing player whose kicking is actually getting better. It was always competent, bordering on good. Now it's above good.
I suppose a young Andrew McLeod would be this man, Daniel Wells, and what a superb first half of footy. 16 possessions in the half. Now, what he would be enjoying more than anything else is that I would say 65 to 70% of his time on the ground has been spent on his own, which is quite extraordinary when you think of how much talent he's got, but he's been able to play with the Kangaroos, getting numbers behind, loose across half-back, and he was a stumbling block and kept them very much in touch.
Well, he's got I think the doc told us it was a bit of a tweak in the groin, so he mightn't have much ground time after half-time, but he is a superb athlete, and I think this is the best form of his career. We talk about players like Daniel Wells making the next step. I think in the last month he's indicated that he is ready. If not, he's already taken that next step. This kid is ready to jump into superstar status.
Yeah, he's a super player. Let's hope that he does come back out in the second half. Derm, what I'm going to get you to do is go over and talk to Dennis, because he's darkening up, and I'll tell the people at home about the Sunday Footy Show panel. It's live studio audience at 11 o'clock. They analyse and review all the footy stories doing around, and this week Brendan Favola and Nathan Thompson wandering in. Nicky Malloy's back for any given Sunday, takes the reins, of course. They discuss and dissect all of the global sporting issues, and the Tour de France will be very much on the menu, I would have thought. And then as Heritage Round continues, we head down to Aurora Stadium. Born Again Saints are going nicely. They search for their first win against the Power since 2000. Live around the country from 1 o'clock Eastern. Right after that at the Telstra Dome, the Cats look to make it 3 wins in a row against the Dogs out, thinking 10 on consolidating the top 4 spot on the ladder. Looking forward to that game. It will be a beauty. And then for our Perth viewers, you won't miss a minute of the Jeff Farmer-inspired Dockers as they clash his former side Melbourne at Subiaco. That'll be a beauty. 7 hours of non-stop footy action right here on Nine's Wide World of Sport.
The point that won a game.
Son of a gun.
And ended a life.
I know you called her that name, and that you came to her room. Sport.
A double episode, Cold Case, Monday, 8:35 on 9.
Like your football? Buy any fountain sauce and you could win the ultimate family footy experience. Includes VIP tickets to the NRL or AFL Grand Final, flights, accommodation, an autographed jersey and heaps more. So hurry, enter now and you could win.
Shoe shed, shoe shed. Get it into your shoe shed, shoe shed.
New season's boots on show now at your nearest shoe shed.
Every shoe shed, a shoe shed. Why don't you get it into your head? Shoe shed, shoe shed.
A powerful 172 kilowatt V6, constant all-wheel drive, and available with 7 seats. The Toyota Kluger. All the power to all the wheels, all the time.
Massive liquidation of Persian rugs at giveaway prices. Everything must go. Buy this rug, get this bonus rug. Buy this rug, get this bonus rug. Buy this rug, get this bonus rug. This is a genuine 2 for the price of 1 offer. Floor Decor, 24 McGill Road, Adelaide.
If you're going to build a home, you need to watch this.
It's a very silent disease almost.
The white ants ate my house away. Yeah, the whole house had to be demolished.
A lot of insurance companies don't cover for white ants. Do you know there are over 50 white ant companies in this state alone?
I've been a carpenter for 30 years, and this is the biggest change I've seen.
But why are people so excited about Superlock?
No more warping, cracking, no more fiddling around. It's all straight and true.
If the walls are straight, the gyprock goes on straight, the doors are straight in
in the door frame.
It's an engineered product. The walls fit to the floor, the walls to the roof, the whole thing locked together.
It means you're going to get a really strong house.
Hence the name, Superlock. The best thing, it's not expensive.
It's your biggest investment. There's no need to gamble.
First thing I thought was I will never go timber again. Never.
I know what I'd prefer.
Superlock, it's the future of building.
There's so much more you need to know about Superlock. Go to the Superlock website. Superlock, the world's best steel building system.
Step right up for the greatest show on earth.
We've got lots of clowns here wearing funny hats, and I'm wearing a funny one myself too.
The circus comes to town in a Mad Monday extravaganza. Bert's Family Feud, Monday, 5:30 on 9.
Heritage round of the AFL season kicks off at Amy Stadium. Half-time here, Adelaide, 20 points in front of the Kangaroos. Mark Rasciuto, 3 goals. Red Piglins has got 2 all-single goal scorers for the Kangaroos, and it is really the Mark Rasciuto show tonight here at Amy Stadium. He arrived at the Adelaide Crows' doorstep as a 17-year-old boy from Waikerie with a fierce determination to succeed. And 14 years down the track, he has become a legend of the game, and tonight he celebrates 300 games.
Very competitive person and a very driven person. I always want to do my best, and I love being part of a team and a club, and I love working hard to succeed.
Swings it back towards full court. Wonderful mark, Rasciuto.
He's very committed to being professional, looking after his body, his rehab, just the way he trains. He trains at a very high level, and I think he sets the pattern for a lot of the other younger players that have to come through the system.
Rasciuto again. Oh, he's taken it. McGregor, short ball, Rasciuto.
I guess he's just got that toughness about him, you know. He plays with a lot of injuries. He attacks the body hard, he attacks the ball hard, and look, he's just uncompromising the way he goes about his footy, and I think that's what's just continued to take him to the next level of his game each time. He seems to have achieved something. He's just able to go to the next level again.
He's one of those blokes that's sort of like a larger-than-life type of character. He just gets everyone on board. He's always on the go, always doing something, and really does pull the group together with his strong personality and character.
Here's Rasciuto. The raging bull kicks a goal.
I think he's got an enormous desire to succeed. He competes really hard, and that desire to succeed means he improves a lot of weaknesses he's had, and you know, his games just continue to grow and grow over time, and he puts that into everything he does, and you know, I think that real desire to succeed and be competitive is why he has become a champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is a 3-way tie for the Brownlow medals. A. Goods, M. Rasciuto and N. Buckley.
The Brownlow was a great time, something that I never really expected to win, but an unbelievable sort of feeling, personally, that one. And just, I guess, being involved in a football club for such a period of time and meeting so many great people has also been a highlight.
I am the great
Best and fairest, captain of his side, premiership player, Brownlow medalist, and what he does do is he plays at a very, very high level on a consistent basis. And if you play at a consistent level week in, week out, it puts you in a very elite bracket in the footballing fraternity.
The Roo goes from 50. Big, long, barreling ball.
I think he knew he was always going to be a great player and that captaincy was going to feature somewhere down the track, and I certainly had no qualms about stepping aside and having Mark become the leader, because he was just, even at whatever age he was, probably 25, 26, he was really bristling to take on the role.
I knew he was a very, very special player, and one of those captains that can actually influence games, and him and Hurd are sort of those type of players, and there's not too many of them around.
He's demanding, he's the boss, and you know he's the boss. You know, he imposes himself, and you know, sometimes it can be overpowering, but a lot of the time he's doing it because he knows the direction that he needs to take and that other people need to take, and it's enjoyable to be around.
But I've been like that from a young age, and I think I'll be that for the rest of my life, so that fits in pretty good with what a footy club's all about, and certainly that's what we are and we want to be at the Adelaide Footy Club.
No doubt about that.
Respect is the most important word in footy, and when you see those players and former coaches talk about Mark Rasciuto, it oozes out of them, and he is a wonderful, wonderful player, and it is a privilege to be here tonight to celebrate his 300th game. Now, it is a massive night for sports lovers on Channel 9, straight after the footy, live from Royal Liverpool. The 2006 British Open continues with 17 of the 23 Aussies shot par or better in round one, so plenty of Aussies to follow tonight, and of course, the big man, Tiger Woods, is circling ominously as well. We'll take a break here at Amy Stadium. 20 points the margin in favour of the Crows. Third quarter action coming up next on Friday Night Football.
The National Australia Bank Halftime Report.
Every Monday night, the inside word from the Crows. Get it straight from the coach. Hear it first from the CEO. For the inside word on football, Monday nights on National 9 News at 6.
What about this one? 12 grand? Nah, lower. What, 10? No, 8,888. Oh, 15 grand? Nah, 11,888. This one, 16 grand? Nah, 14,888. 17 grand? No, 14,888.
And it's not just these cars. He's ripping up the Jarvis price list on over 200 used cars.
Ripping up the Jarvis price list. He's ripping up the Jarvis price list on every car. Absolutely every car.
Every small car price ripped up. Every wagon, every ute, every sports car, every four-wheel drive. Every Jarvis price absolutely ripped up.
VAs, 20 grand? No way, 16,888. 18? No, 15,888.
And all these under 10,000.
He's ripping up the Jarvis price list.
And every car sold will have Jarvis 3-year warranty.
Hey, there's even St George Finance representatives on site. But the sale finishes 5 p.m. Saturday. Saturday.
Jarvis Ford, Jeps Cross.
We're not counting anything this stock take. Everything's got to go this Friday, Saturday and Sunday. We'll beat any price on any wood heater or gas log fire with no deposit, 2 years interest free. Buy direct from the factory and save. Ultimate, leading the world in heating technology.
There's nothing you can't do in a pair of steel blues.
Brickworks at the Brickworks.
Get back to the markets. The Brickworks markets. Great shopping. It's got the lot. Open every Friday, Saturday, Sunday and public holiday.
Brickworks.
The Cornu's latest and greatest catalogue ends soon. Double or queen beds $199, low line TV unit $179, three-seater twin recliners $9.99. Plus, no deposit, no interest and no payments till 2008. Hurry, ends soon. The Cornu.
Turn the camera off.
Squatters, 3 years in another family's home and they just won't go.
It is so hard to keep going.
And Australia's incredible shrinking man. So how did he do it? A Current Affair Monday.
Not sure about this 80s music. Dermot starts belting me. 48 to 28, 20 points the margin in favour of the Crows. A little bit of an injury concern about the young superstar Daniel Wells. Doc Larkins, what can you tell us?
Yeah, well, the good news is that he's starting on the ground in the third quarter for the Kangaroos. Gary just went off a little bit of tightness in the right groin. Obviously not a tear because he wouldn't be out there, so hopefully just a bit of spasm. It is very cold down here. Also, Brent Riley went up the race for the Crows just before half-time. He's starting on the bench, so hopefully I think he looks all right as well. But the good news is at least we've got Daniel Wells starting on the ground.
Good on you, Doc. Very warm up here. 20 points. What are we going to see in this second half? I guess from the Kangaroos' point of view, more of the same. At some stage they're going to have to try and get forward, and with Nathan Thompson in the goal square, Hale kicked that goal. Not sure if he's starting in that forward half at the moment.
I just wonder if Benny Hart's actually even bothered to warm up before the game, because he didn't come on in the first half. He might have been planned just to play the second half when the heat goes out of the game, when Adelaide finally get rest complete control.
Second half Friday Night Football, margin 20 points. Crows on top of the league as well. Rucks go at it. Hale had to wait. Bigland's over the top. Grant, clever by Simpson with the outside of the boot. Boat has been very good. Slaps it wider still. Simpson punches it, trying to get it into the path of Wells. McLeod, though, other ideas to Shirley down towards the pocket. Ferrito got a fist on it and knocks it across the boundary line.
It's the master and the apprentice out there. Andy McLeod just taking the honours on that occasion. McLeod and Simpson, it might be at the minute. Oh, no, Casey Green stays at McLeod.
Boundary throw in. Margin was 18 points at quarter time. Adelaide's way. Ruckman wrestle. Hale. Rashudo tried to knock it forward though. Beaten to the punch. Wells comes away. Little chip pass around the boundary. And Harvey takes the sliding mark. Nobody forward of the wing now. Just the boundary umpire. In fact, it's a central umpire. Out towards the boundary. Inside the forward 50 for the Kangaroos. Simpson.
Well, that's about 8 metres.
Harvey told to play on. Across the ground then for Rito. In his defensive 50. Petrie. Forward of the wing, inside the forward 50, running hard is Thompson. He's been paid the mark. Well, umpire James only 10 metres away. It came out to the blind side.
He was facing it.
But he rolls as he comes down, does he not? No. Now, there it came out the other side.
Best passage of play the Kangaroos have put together, done by Ken McGregor.
Wasn't it?
He left his man and went to the free man. He had to stay with him, because the minute he left, it opened the whole ground up.
Nathan Thompson going at his second, spent some time off the ground midway through that second term, right behind this kick, and he tugs it way left and kicks it behind. I think on balance it probably was a mark or thereabouts, but the kick not equal to the earlier good work. A hard lead as the Kangaroos worked it around the outer side.
And they must work hard, the Kangaroos, to hold this. You think of how hard it is for the Kangaroos to hold the ball in. If they concede it and let it come out freely, that is dispiriting for the blokes further afield.
Graham Johncock's kick. Bigland's under pressure. Makepeace was down there and affected the score, but Bigland's bites on. Will get a ball in front of Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, Daniel Wells already had a check with the club doctor this quarter. We know he's carrying a little bit of groin soreness. Looked to be a little bit slow on his acceleration. Still out there. He said he was happy to stay.
Good news is he hasn't got an opponent again, which he'd be enjoying.
Hale and Bigland's wrap up. Rawlings nearly. Still got it between them, Rawlings and Massey. The umpire couldn't separate them. We'll get a ball up. Jones on Johncock.
Adelaide runners has gone out to Andrew McLeod and said, you get on Daniel Wells.
There's the bounce right on the wing. Hale up only as far as Tawney. Tawney hooks it down towards half forward. Bock close to the boundary line, gathers it to Doughty. If only he could get the hand pass away. Eventually does. Massey still's got the run of it. Knocked away by Wells and out of bounds. Had Doughty been able to take it cleanly and break the tackle and thread it forward, Massey was away. Not quite.
From all reports, Andy McLeod, in terms of illness on the inside, not muscular, is not feeling the best.
I knew you would want to see it.
Yeah, well, he let go his dinner.
Good one. Had the kick smothered. Grant waits. Lower. Goes across the ground. Rawlings will need to go out there. He's outnumbered. Played it pretty well. Could have been held without it. Absolutely. Bassett worked him off the football. Stevens' hand pass was indiscriminate, though. Opportunity for Watt in the opposite direction to Harvey. There's a Kangaroo down as Grant takes the short pass.
Pratt.
Shoulder or collarbone.
And given that they've been trying to work the loose man, having a man down won't help the Kangaroos here. Short pass. And Lee Brown takes the mark. Dishes it back again to Grant. The old 1-2. Now he sends it long. Thompson's on the move. Flies almost. Wells, though, gets away from McLeod. Gets away from attempted tackle. Loads up 50 and misses.
Anyways, again, it's got a sense of deja vu with Brent Harvey in that first quarter.
That's the first time the Kangaroos have raised their eyesight and looked to the second line beyond for a kick to leading forward.
Johncock runs it out, then kicks to midfield. Coming over the top, Bigland's got it on the deck. McLeod releases it now. Sold into Trumlow Edwards. They cut him off at the pass. Pratt, Rawlings. Short one is on. Grant's got it inside the centre square.
They're not playing all that smart at the moment. The last two Johncock kicks have been to Bigland's. 1 against 2, 1 against 3.
There's Green.
Well, he frees up now because McLeod goes to Wells, so he's a free.
Long ball comes to Schwarz, getting in behind Stevens. Forward of the wing. Running on is Rawlings. He'll get it now. Kick of about 20 metres. Rawlings 70 metres out. Crowd becoming a little restless.
They are agitated.
Are they agitated?
Yes, I reckon they are.
Okay. Short one from Schwarz, trying to pinpoint the footy. Terrific mark, Simpson.
Stay there, Graham, stay there.
Juggled it outside the 50. So they're agitated, not with the style of play so much as with the Crows, do you think?
No, I think they're agitated in the fact that they're just death by strangulation at the moment.
Wow.
Not that death's on the agenda, but back to 18 points.
Jones has got the football right on the 50 then. Very sharp angle, as you can see, should he decide to head for it. The breeze hardly a factor, just wafting left to right.
Now, he could get called for play on here, and he's out of bounds.
Goes short. Now, that's not 15, surely. Harvey's got it.
It's from where the man kicks it.
Yeah, still wasn't 15.
Why shouldn't it be from where the boundary line is rather than the man kicking it 4 metres outside?
That's a reasonable argument. Yeah, that's touch and go 15 or not.
It doesn't actually start to be in play until it crosses the boundary.
Yeah, and I'm in heated agreement with you, Dwayne.
Yes, that's my attorney, Dwayne. Well done. So here's Harvey. And he comes, and that's a better kick. It's a beauty. Goal to the Kangaroos.
At Holden, we make cars that are simply awesome to drive. But if you think they're amazing now, we're about to take things to a whole new level. So get set, Australia, because we're ready to go.
But the margin is back inside what it was at quarter time when it was 18 points. Kyson Edwards coming off through the blood rule. And we've got a shotgun game. It's kind of not the one we wanted, but we've got one regardless.
Well, the thing about it is I think that's Pratt getting some work on that left shoulder. We'll get to Doc shortly. But the thing about this is that Adelaide are now starting to play poorly as well. Whether they've been frustrated into playing poor footy, but they've made some really bad decisions in the last 5 minutes. It's given the Kangaroos footy the back.
Four-man forward line for the Kangaroos.
Hale flies down to Grant. Nice move. Harris misses the attempted target lower. Made it tough for the first gamer. He fought on. McLeod's picked it up. Wobbles it inside 50. Ball thumped clear of Bock. You might be first back onto it. No. Harris stole it back again. Lower. Tackled by Bode. Handball out to Casey Green. His handball missed the target. McLeod. It's hot in the kitchen at the moment. Tawney, caught by Schwarz, gets it out to Burton, hasn't had a big game. To Bode from 40! The crowd's back.
We've got heaps of safety gear, like this Husky 4-in-1 high-vis jacket for $110, or these Blundstone boots for just $49.95. Offer ends 31 July or while stocks last.
At Nick Scali this weekend only, 4 years interest-free. Buy new furniture now and pay it off over 4 years interest-free. That's right, 4 years interest-free. This weekend only at Nick Scali Furniture. There's a store near you.
There's Pratt. And tonight, Bode has been a four-letter word as far as the Kangaroos are concerned. Involved in just about every goal, and that was a beauty. A working man's goal as Harris slips it away. Grant back to centre half back before he releases the footy. Wells between the lines, half back and centre wing. Pivotal player right now, one way or the other. Wells, telling kick over a distance. Green, was a great kick. Green, one of West Coast's best in last year's grand final, kicks it straight to Bassett. Bassett across half back. And that's a good kick coming out too. Kicks it over the congestion. Downey takes the mark on the wing. Short one, McGregor. So far this term, 35 disposals to 16 the Roos way, 16 marks to 1. What do we say, Gary? Irrelevant, because now they're starting... Yes.
Irrelevant.
They're starting to fatten their stats, the Crows.
Daniel Wells has gone on to mark Prosciutto, boys. I'm not sure if that's his covering for someone, but he's on him at the minute.
Corny to Burton. Burton decides to send it forward this time, being held and taking the mark in any case is Hale.
Starting to grow as a player as well. Picked 7 in that super draft behind Hodge and Ball, Judd, Polak, Xavier Clark and Sampi. Hale was picked next, and they've invested a fair bit of time in him. Swallow.
He's got to run the lines completely here, Boomer Harvey.
He can have another one, and now he gets a kick away towards half forward to Makepeace, who dives. Can't complete it. Will get a ball in, but to take it from virtually fullback all the way to a half forward flank without turning it over is a win. 24 of 28. Tough to beat the Crows. Ball back into play. Hale and Bigland. Swallow back of the pack to Wells. Loops it over the top to Harris. Can he do something with it? Looks up. Has a pass option. Kicks it into the oncoming traffic. Bassett smothered down to Thompson. Now Sinclair from 48. Long to the goal square. Casey Green's down there. No one touched it. Yes, they did. A fingernail behind.
I trust everything you say. I just put it in the book.
Yeah.
Don't know why Casey Green didn't try and read that in flight and actually mark it rather than instinctively straight away go for the shepherd.
There's Rutten, John Cock, Bassett, Doughty. Watch McLeod lifted behind. Harvey open goal. Beckons runs in and kicks it. Hello.
This is good.
What?
This, read it.
50 good reasons to switch your home and contents insurance to Amy. Call 13 22 44 today.
It'll save us some money.
Yeah. Right. But what do you reckon the other 49 reasons are? Wait. What are you looking at me like that for?
Lucky you're with Amy.
2 goals now for Brent Harvey. And there's the turnover. And for the first time since about halfway through the opening term, the margin back inside 2 goals. And the ball up. Clark up against McIntosh. Clark goes back in. Caught. Just in time, according to the umpire. Sinclair tried to loop it out. Gilpin does. Massey. Long bomb. High kick. Burton the flyer front spot. Not his usual place. Ball knocked down to Prosciutto. Ducked into a tackle. Play on. Burton thought about the handball. Goes the whole way himself.
We've never done this before.
This could just be the biggest quilt sale you'll ever see.
We've never done this before.
10,000 quilts, all 50% off.
Get in this weekend.
Don't pay $120 for a queen size feather and down, $49.95. Allergy-free queen size, not $70, $20. 500 gram queen size winter wools, not $160, $69.95.
The 50% off sale.
10,000 quilts, all at least 50% off this weekend.
Brett Burton has now kicked 12 career goals against the Kangaroos. And this is 10th game. Bounce back in the middle. That was a handy one. The Crows stolen away after McIntosh knocked it down. Came to Goodwin, sent forward by Thompson from behind Bok. Ball slides towards the boundary. Oh, my goodness.
Zidane, the point post.
The Irish whipped himself. He wasn't touched, was he?
Gee, that was scary. Look at this.
Oh, he was pushed by Bok.
I thought it was his head.
Grant's got the football, and again the crowd not happy. What are they unhappy about, Wayne?
Well, it hasn't been a 12-goal.
Oh, they're agitated.
Exactly.
Agitated.
This long kick, big mark over there too, on the outer side by Lee Brown.
There's a bit happening for the Kangaroos now. Now, they've got a couple behind play.
Sends it long, standing on the bench, Lee Brown, having an influence now. Ball to the back of the pack, it rolls out. Gee, and Rawlings was free inside 50. Had they been able to take possession there, we'll get a ball in.
Shannon Grant stays 30 metres behind the ball here. That's Burton, just got a tweak on the shoulder there. So if it comes out...
Clark got it down, but Rawlings stole it. Wobbled in inside 50. McLeod, gee, was caught. Dragged down, but he was out of play. And that may have saved him. We'll get a ball in.
Well done by Casey Green to hang on to someone like Andy McLeod on a turn like that. That's great. Great work. Yeah, that's an Irish whip, Dennis. No post in sight, though.
No, free kick.
Now we've got a whistle, and it's going to be an Adelaide free kick off the ball. And I think it's going to Magner. It is. He plays on immediately to Goodwin. Goodwin runs it up to the defensive 50 and pops it over the top to Shirley. The crowd getting very involved at the moment, making a lot of noise. It's one of those situations where you look out on the ground almost expecting to find a fracas.
Yeah, good. His bloke's returned to footy been.
Bach.
Yeah. Hands have been good.
To half forward. Stumbling as he approached the football, Stevens. Camped in front was Grant. Simpson. Back to Grant. Slips it away nicely to Wells. Accelerates away. Hand passes forward. Taken by Makepeace. Back to Wells. How's this? Team lifting stuff. Goes to Swallow. Rutten swallowed him up. Did well. Ball jarred out of there, and Goodwin goes back and gathers it neatly. Ample time to Matner. Matner looks towards the middle and Thompson. Thompson can take it and go. Runners in all directions. Feeds it across to John Cock alongside the centre circles. Penetrating kick. In front McGregor. He's going to get a free.
It's the first real quick movement that has put the defence under pressure for a long time. When the ball got moved as quickly as that, automatically Drew Petrie just don't panic, but you start to get very nervous, get close up, and you make a mistake. It only takes one.
Oh, he's not happy.
Both arms around him, give me no choice.
Petrie pleading his case, all to no avail.
He was never going to mark it, Ken McGregor. He was protecting the drop of where the ball was going to, and that's what panicked Petrie into the clawing on, the wrap-up of the tackle motion before the ball even gets there.
There's McGregor then, about 15 metres out, maybe a little further, comes in and kicks accurately. So they get a brace of goals. Goals they desperately needed. They were being challenged.
Sometimes, to get what you want, you need some words of experience. Which is where we come in. So what is it you want?
2 goals now for Ken McGregor. And after narrowing the margin down to 11 points, it's back out to 4 goals. The restart, Clark. Down to Goodwin perfectly. Wobbles a torpedo inside 50 McGregor. Petrie flies, but down to Bowden. Caught, almost threw it out. Umpire said play on. Watt. Possession number 23 for Daniel Wells. He had 30 last time these two teams met in round 7. Went to Watt. Kick around the body. Bouncing ball. Clark tucked up against the boundary. Takes them on. Loops the handball over the top. Spearing kick by Stevens. Perfect to Bode. And Ferrito's still down. The man who's got the job of shooting Santa Claus tonight. He's been on Rashudo all night. And he might not be on Rashudo anymore.
As courageous as that is fantastically courageous, but he should never, ever have put himself in that situation. He could see that they were one-on-one. His obligation is Mark Rashudo. All he's going to do there is jump up and leave Mark Rashudo down on the ground on his own.
You're a hard man.
The courage, big tick, every box, but in terms of footy smart, not at all. Dumb courage.
Hey,
Yeah.
just to finish it off.
Who shot Bambi? Good
From
kick.
just inside 50. Kick is perfect.
The Stratco Outback.
A place to relax and enjoy your own backyard or entertain family and friends. As a stylish and affordable addition, the Stratco Outback Veranda Patio will improve the look and value of your home. So, for a complete lifestyle solution designed to your individual needs, contact Stratco or an authorised veranda patio dealer and start enjoying life out back.
What you need today.
So a real surge by the Adelaide Crows, and Bode, who's had a wonderful night, puts them 5 goals in front. Flicked down by McIntosh, out of there by Simpson. Missed by Green, stolen away McLeod. Breaks through midfield, goes to half forward. Taken by Bock. The Boxster. Well, he's put it out of bounds on the full. Let's get down to Tony Jones.
Well, Dennis, on a night where we celebrate Mark Rasciuto's 300th game, the only other Crow to play at 300 is Ben Hart. Has not seen any action tonight, still on the bench.
Pick of the devil. It's not Hart, it's Rasciuto.
That's why this style of game is so hard to sustain.
Yes.
It might keep you alive for a period of time, but at the end of the day...
Energy sapping.
Yeah, and it is, and it's, you know, you need to be almost 100% precise, because any turnover gets everyone offside.
Yep.
And pay the ultimate price.
Here we go, but
they were in the game till about 10 minutes ago.
There's
So were
Rasciuto.
the Hawks last week.
Kicking in his 4th. Feisty stuff. Well, how did he do that? It was the Doozera. He's got 4.
A powerful 172 kilowatt V6, constant all-wheel drive, and available with 7 seats. The Toyota Kluger. All the power to all the wheels, all the time.
Four goals now for the man of the moment, Mark Rasciuto. Coming off a rare no-goal game last week. He's turning it on now. Harris. Clark. Good one. From 60, sends it long. 3 Kangaroos down there. McGregor makes a contest. Almost a throw.
He's paid it a throw.
It is a throw.
Seems to be stiff.
It's staggering to watch. Look at Daniel Wells. Yeah, that's a throw. Been staggering to watch the attitude of Adelaide to him. He has literally been allowed to do whatever he's wanted all night.
Now, should this be directly out, given that the free kick was
he in the goal
from
square?
the man who threw it inside the goal square?
That's it.
Absolutely.
Between's counting.
Right.
20's counting. Yeah, well, that surely should be from directly in front, should it not?
I would love an umpire in this situation to call play on.
Yeah, straight away. As long as he makes his approach when his 20's up, if he's on the approach, he's fine.
He's got to make that 3. The angle didn't matter. And suddenly, they're on the canvas, the Kangaroos.
Carpet sales plummet. Manufacturers clear huge stockpile. The Corn News scoops for cash. Save on quality carpet from an unbelievable $16 a square metre. Save half price and more. And right now, free underlay. Look for the special tags. The Corn.
Pizza Hut PC game deal. Choose either Need for Speed Most Wanted, The Sims 2 and University Pack, or Battlefield 2. Plus 2 pizzas, garlic bread and Pepsi. Pizza Hut delivers on fun.
131166.
What's the game? Highlight, I think.
He's in the square.
He's in the square.
He couldn't be any more in the square. Have I squared up with Mr. Ferrito, by the way?
Not at all.
Well,
13-7 to 6-7.
I think your son's magnificent, but I think he made an unwise choice.
That's not what you said before. Not even close. Grant feeds it back. Jones out of the middle, goes down towards half forward. Bassett missed it. Lurking at the back, Tawney to Rutten. 4-on-1. John Cock chips it out wide. McLeod juggles the mark. How about this for a surge? Very impressive by
Again,
Adelaide.
last week, the Hawks were with them right up until three-quarter time. They pushed the button and blew them away. So
yeah, because the Hawks actually went to win, but they've just got
power side.
Absolutely, they've got more ability.
The free kick is going to Burton, so
And we're seeing the same here tonight.
Yes, they got to within 11 points at one stage. And the call. Here's Rutten. Only a couple of players behind him as he kicks down towards the pocket, close to the boundary line. John Cock, and it goes out. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Daniel Wells and John Cock on each other for a little while, with Daniel Wells being one of the men that Graham Johncock's father coached at Mallee Park, the all-Indigenous club at Port Lincoln. Ball back into play. Clark knocks it down. Rashudo. Ball fired out by Lower to Wells. Got the handball out just in time to Schwartz. Spearing pass by Jones. Casey Green down there. Couldn't take the mark. Edwards back to the pocket to Burton. Flies, can't mark. Schwartz stumps it out of play.
Riley has been given the job on Daniel Wells now. He's playing inside forward 50, Brent Riley, as a tagging player. Closest to goals, just off the back of this pack that'll form for the boundary line throw-in.
Hale battles there with Clark. Clark deftly down. Stolen though by Jones. Somehow it came out the back. Clark, Dowdy, hurriedly onto the boot, down towards full forward. Almost the mark there to Brown. Riley missed the football. Pratt goes back and plays it against the behind post. So just for the moment, this game being played in one half. As the Kangaroos box tries to rectify the damage. Harding is off. Harvey is back on. Throwing in. Hale found himself with a footy, only as far as Tawney. Quick hands away. John Cock in trouble. Simpson goes after him. John Cock, Rashudo. Dowdy outside the 50. Now Matner can kick it a long way. Goes down towards full forward. There was a man on. Tawney about 20 metres out from goal by himself. Plenty of Crows down there now.
Good vision.
In a bit of a feeding frenzy. Here's Sinclair around the outer side.
Got some space to work with, and has Shannon Grant to work with. And bang, Bassett just came from nowhere. Goes back and gets it. Sinclair, Rawlings, and now Harvey on the wing. Pokes the pass, half forward, almost, not quite Swallow. Off hands though, picked up by Grant. Pokes it back, just past the runner. Sinclair, good one there. Takes possession, and here they go. Tawney over the top to Massey. Weaves his way through traffic. Comes to the open side to John Cock. Thompson, stolen. Inside 50, Rashudo. One grab, two. Either a mark or an arm slap. The crowd want it, they get nothing.
Sense of humour, that umpire.
How good was Simon Goodwin? Watch this, see if it does hit the ground. Yep.
Yes.
Good decision. Yeah, Goodwin, he just, powerful body, pushed Jess Sinclair off the ball, and that's the turnaround.
From the ball up, Harris.
Look at this bloke.
To Hale.
He's unbelievable.
To Wells.
Best on ground.
Possession number 27.
Oh, hang on.
Chips the pass, and Jones takes the mark.
Like a laundromat at the moment. A lot of agitation down there. They were not happy with that non-free kick, I think. They wanted the free for Rashudo. Here's Bassett. Clark.
He's going all right, that bloke, by the way.
McLeod. McGregor, a little casual, and as a result pushed off the footy. Harvey just on the ground wins it. Then hand passes to a contest. No contest, really. Goodwin emerges with the football inside the 50 from behind Thompson. Thompson crumbs his own ball from 45 metres, snaps. Going back is Wells. Don't think he touched it. It's a goal.
Standard broadband not fast enough? You need A&R's ADSL2 Plus broadband. Up to 50 times faster than standard broadband. And up to 400 times faster than dial-up internet. No dial-up costs. Don't tie up your phone line. No setup fee. Get a free modem for less than $1.40 a day. A huge 5 gig limit. A&R ADSL2 Plus broadband. Internet that's smoking.
Let's go down to TJ.
Well, the big roar went up. 30-minute mark of the third quarter. There he is, Benny Hart's on.
Yes, Adelaide's only other 300-plus game player, game 307 tonight. Hasn't played since round 8, Ben Hart, and got a little smother.
Put him down the action end. Crows forward line.
Go to the forward flank, you'll be loving that.
Chip kick wide to make pieces good. Kangaroos have been inside 50 just once in the last 12 minutes, so they've danced around the ring and avoided contact hoping for a loss on points, but they're going to be knocked out regardless. Swallows got it on the wing.
Crows only concede on average 65 points per game. Now, the last time a team was averaging less than that was in 1968.
Bassett. Almost pulled one out. Oh,
what is he doing?
You might have been wrong, I think. Declaring who was winning on a knockout. That was 3.
It's our friend Daniel Pratt.
He worked to the body. Goodwin going down as he did, hand passed it out and tied up his tawny. So the second half of this term has belonged completely to Adelaide, belying those stats really.
It's quality versus quantity.
That's quite right. Yes. Taken by Doughty, gets it away. Mackner with dash, peels off half-back. Look at this. Couple of bounces. Mackner running down towards half-forward, leading back is Rashudo. Perhaps lost the footy. Rashudo should have got it free. Nothing doing. Petrie hand passes. Going back is Brown. Decides to keep it alive. Daring, if nothing else. Watt, well played. Good kick coming out. Mark is taken by Harvey.
They love leading back, the Adelaide Crow forwards. They love running back towards goal.
Rashudo was stiff, was he not?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why it's such a good tactic, because there's not much a defender can do.
Pratt goes to Harvey. Just seems academic for the moment as the Kangaroos can find nothing forward of the wing, although as I speak, Simpson has to look back. Hook it back towards half forward. Makepeace goes after it, claimed by Mackner, gets a hand pass away to Wells, inside the centre square, look away hand pass to Swallow, pops it over the defenders who are pushing up, and Harding has taken the mark.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Well, I'm going with, let's have a look at this. Is he holding?
Actually, it might have been a reasonable decision again.
Now, let's have a look at Harding. As we say, you don't know what you're going to get out of Harding. He'll give you brilliance.
And I don't think that the siren will help him. I'm just having a guess.
But you might still play on there.
Although,
come on,
you never know. Durham willing him on.
Spirit, low speed.
I've moved off the mark. And he comes and he kicks it behind.
And you know what? It went dead straight where he ran to.
A remarkable conclusion to the term. I think it reminded me very much of Chapter 1 in the Vikings manual.
I thought you were going to say Spooky McGee.
Remember to pillage before you burn. It's three-quarter time. 14-7 to 6-8. Adelaide on top on Friday Night Football.
From the absurd to the outrageous.
How fit can you be?
Counting down 20 moments of madness.
I had my time again. Perhaps I do things different.
What will be number 1? 20 to 1. Sunday, 6:30 on 9.
At Nick Scali this weekend only, 4 years interest-free. Buy new furniture now and pay it off over 4 years interest-free. That's right, 4 years interest-free. This weekend only at Nick Scali Furniture. There's a store near you.
At Virginia Nursery, low prices just keep coming. Liriope Evergreen Giants only $3.95. Standard Lily Pillies still only $15.95. And take 20% off all glazed and terracotta pots in stock. 20% off pots? Virginia Nursery, Gawler Road, Virginia, open every day.
You know my house in Burnside, Trev?
Don't tell me it burned down.
No, don't be silly. It didn't burn down. It filled up. The hot water service in the roof burst, and now the sunken lounge is completely underwater. If it wasn't for the beanbags, I would have drowned. And you know what's even worse? Having to deal with that insurance company again.
Well, at least you got a pool table now.
I know. What?
Australia's Queen of Soul, Renee Gayer's live and intimate tour.
Sorry, but I had to wake you.
Critics say her live appearances are sensational. You won't want to miss it. Supported by South Australia's own Danny Hooper. One show only. Saturday, 29th of July. Show starts 7:30 p.m. Barossa Arts Centre, Tanunda. Tickets available from the box office or from Venue Tix. Hurry. Limited seats. Book now.
Hey, how you doing, man? It's me, the radio. That's right. And I'll turn myself up if you turn your shirt down. Yeah, take a good look. So, you got a radio on that bike? you could hockey strap me to the handlebars. I'll put myself on the mix 102.3 and play some music. Beatles, Maroon 5, Stones. Yeah, everyone wins. Oh, yeah. Yeah, bikes, bikes!
Carpet giant.
Carpet, the way we buy is the way you save.
Vinyl, the way we buy is the way you save.
Timber flooring, the way we buy is the way you save.
Carpet giant.
This is not a flashy showroom, but that's to keep our prices even lower.
Carpet giant.
We might only have one store, but we cover all of Adelaide and even South Australia.
Our everyday prices are under sale prices.
Pay even less with cash.
You can save up to 60%. That's every day.
Carpet giants.
Oh, yo, oh, mio, 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 una cosa divertida, mio.
The legendary Almaco is back with 2 all-beef patties, sour cream and taco sauce. So come to McDonald's and feed you in a Mexican.
Mio, mio.
It's fun to be challenged. It's fun to be surprised. It's great to be number one. Australia's #1 quiz. Temptation. Weeknights at 7 on 9.
The 2006 Toyota AFL Premiership season proudly brought to you by National Australia Bank, helping you get what you want. Amy, lucky you're with Amy. And AMR Computers, the team to beat for great value and service.
Friday night football, and it's the story so far. Adelaide and the Kangaroos, and the night and the day, in fact, has belonged to this man, Mark Rashido. An early touch into the path of Biglan's, the opening goal. Mark Rashido himself in the action shortly afterwards from long range, outside the 50. Adelaide by 10. At the opposite end, Nathan Thompson, the only goal of the term for the Kangaroos. The margin was 4 points Adelaide's way. And Rashido, his second goal of the term. Good work by Bode. Gets him the football. He snaps. Adelaide by 18 points at quarter time. Second term. That man Bode again. Watch him here. Sockers it forward and gets the goal. That's Bock capitalising on the good work. Biglan snaps his second goal. Adelaide by 32 points and pulling away. Grant, though, stems the flow. Adelaide by 26. Kangaroos got another goal. The margin at half-time, 20 points. Early in the third term, Bode kicks from 35, intercepted the hand pass and slotted it through. He's terrific. At the opposite end, Brent Harvey gets his second goal of the quarter, and suddenly the Kangaroos had pulled the margin back to just 11 points. But that was the signal for the Crows to explode. Brett Burton on the run. Adelaide plus 17. Scott Thompson a goal on the run. Adelaide suddenly up by 48 points. They kicked the last 6 goals of the third term, and at three-quarter time, it's the Crows by 47.
It is indeed. They cracked it open. The last 17 minutes of the quarter, they disposals were even, 47 each, inside 50s, 10-3 in favour of Adelaide, and the Crows banged on 5 goals in that last 17 minutes. And as Dennis says, 47 points at three-quarter time. Let's go down to the boundary and Tony Jones.
Yeah, thanks very much, Gary. Well, the mood in the Kangaroos camp is one they're going to give it a red-hot go this quarter. But, boy, the Adelaide Crows, they are so pumped. Neil Craig got them all tightly together there, and I think the message was quite clear. Just maintain the intensity and do it for Roo, and this crowd will go absolute gangbusters by the final siren, because he is very much the man of the moment, Gaddy.
They are. Well done, Chomps. Let's go down to Dr. Peter Larkins.
Yeah, we won't see Michael Ferrito back on the ground tonight. Still a bit fuzzy in the head, Gary, but a message from Mr. Sergio Ferrito and his 3 brothers just to define dumb courage again for them.
I will get the chance at some stage, don't worry, before the night's out.
I'm with the flying Ferritos. Coming out of the set, a long kick by Madner inside the 50. Going back that time, Schwartz. And then you say, Burton's got the football, snaps it across the body, and it bounces through from behind.
Going for goal then, or was he looking to pass that to Kenny McGregor and get too unselfish? He should have been going for goal. Four Kangaroos in the marking contest, and the crumb was all Adelaide.
Petrie to the pocket to Lower. First gamer Ed Lower. Twin brother, in fact, on Port Adelaide's list. And he's got an AFL game before his brother. fact, they play in a couple of weeks. They could have been the first twins to debut against each other. Harris. A little back flick to Swallow. Sinclair sends it long. Hamish McIntosh inside 50. Got an arm slap by Stevens. Ball still alive. Stevens gobbles it up. And they can reload the Adelaide Crows. Rutten to Hart. What a round of applause. Ben Hart got with his first possession back. John Cox possession, a shocker, straight to Harris.
McIntosh got to be stronger in the contest. That last marking contest, if he didn't mark it, it had to come to the front.
Harvey on the wing, inside the forward 50 then. Coming to meet the football Thompson, but Fickle bounce carries away from him and goes out of bounds. 92 plays 44, early going, final term. Not Wells' fault they're behind. He's been very good tonight. Throw it in, right on the 50. Biglands to the wrong man. Swallow claimed immediately, somehow got the ball to Harris, out to Rawlings, who snaps. Well wide of the mark, going back Stevens. Juggles it. Here's Hart again. Crowd enjoying this. Held back for the finale. Edwards runs it around the outer side. A couple of bounces. Got himself a convoy. McLeod alongside. Kicks inside the 50 and up comes Rashudo. So at one end, the first man to play 300 for the Crows, initiating the attack. And it ends up on the chest of the man celebrating his 300th tonight. A very select group of the Adelaide Crows. Two of their greatest. Perhaps their two greatest.
But the names involved. Rutten was, oh no, sorry, Stevens not in that category. And then he gets it over to Hart, who gets it to Edwards, with McLeod running in support down the throat of Rashuto.
No wonder they're on top of the table, chasing their 14th win. Mark Rashuto lining up number 5. It would be fitting. And he comes and he slots it. 5 on your 300. That's the way to celebrate.
Chrome wheels. Radio-controlled BMW M3 GTR. Each week, assemble, style and tune your radio-controlled BMW M3 GTR and customize it to the max. Issue 1, model components and DVD, $1.50.
Using strategic business analysis, Adrian Manga helped BHP Billiton optimise their investments in Bass Strait. Imagine what a CPA could do for your business.
Let's look how Mark Rashuto gets his footy. He is running away or towards his goal and then just breaks at the right time into some space. It's hard to defend if he doesn't go with him. He keeps running and they kick it to him.
But see how he's run away from where the ball's going to originally to make space that he can lead back to.
All of that.
Umpire's throwing the ball up in the middle now. Harris got it to Harvey. Kick to half forward Bassett. Here we go. Edwards down the wing. Looks up. He's got a lot to go to and kicks it straight into the oncoming man Swallow, who nearly swallowed it. Gathers it on the wing. Pokes it towards Thompson. Takes the mark. Half forward flank.
Just hasn't had opportunity because of the way they played tonight. He hasn't had that opportunity deep inside forward 50.
Sends it inside 50. Hamish McIntosh can't take the mark. And we'll get a ball in inside 50 for the Kangaroos. 98 plays 44. And they have slaughtered them after the Kangaroos got within 11 points.
I think McIntosh is going to be a very good footballer, but at the moment, he's probably not the focal point they need on the forward line. Stevens knocks it down. Biglands at very close quarters to Hart. Tried to get out, left the football behind. Tawney slung down by Grant.
Yeah, tackled him around the neck and threw him to the ground once the ball was already dead.
Hasn't this game changed complexion very quickly? It's suddenly out to 54 points. Knocked down by McIntosh, taken by Harris. Coughed it up, though, straight to John Cock, who controlled it brilliantly. Bode once more. Accelerates away. Loves this situation. Here's danger for the Kangaroos. Either one of those players could have marked it. McGregor was standing behind this man who did. And that's Burton. All the players scuttle back inside the 50. Burton picks his mark and goes to McGregor.
Tawney's hurt.
McGregor inside the centre square. Tawney coming off with what appears to be, well, we'll leave it to the dock as it goes to Doughty. He's certainly carrying that left arm very limply and very straight.
I think it was friendly fire as well that got him.
I think it'd be stiff to run into a kangaroo down there. So Doughty is directly in front. And this to make it a 60-point lead. Bear in mind, about 20 minutes ago in actual playing time, the Kangaroos were challenging. As it is, Doughty misses.
Dean Laidley and co. Donald McDonald with him. Trying to work out what they can do from here. Lee Brown, back pocket for the Kangaroos. Pokes the pass to Pratt. Just held onto it. Doughty was looming.
Why would you do it now?
Back to Lee Brown. Well, to make the scoreboard stay respectable, Gareth.
It's irrelevant. That's the whole argument. I mean, they're not going to play finals footy. Is this helping this side develop?
Short to Daniel Harris.
But do you prefer to seeing it 100-point smacking?
Hey, Derm, it doesn't matter, mate. Is this going to help?
If you get smacked by 100, how do you young players
Richmond
recover?
got smacked by 100 twice this year, and they've come out and they're knocking on the door of the 8.
Well,
mind you, Richmond did this against Adelaide too. Makepeace to Petrie.
Uneasy calm in the box.
No, what I'm saying is maybe it says something about the mindset of the players. He wants to protect them from that type of...
Goodwin got up there. Rawlings. Oh, it's a tighter contest in the box than it is out on the field at the moment. Grant from 50. Tried to sell the dummy, sold nothing. Kicks it to Makepeace, who takes the mark about 45 directly out. Got a little bit of a breeze, a zephyr at his back. And that might be just the zephyr he needs to make the range.
Good hit.
Haven't kicked a goal, the Kangaroos, since the 12-minute mark of the third term. Troy Makepeace, who started on the bench, and they still haven't kicked one since the 12-minute mark of the third term.
People talk about goal kicking. Why? I mean, he's a beautiful kick when he kicks out from full back. As a rule, Troy Makepeace. You put 4 sticks in front of him. Different proposition.
Rutten to Riley to Burton. Biglands is running hard for him. Oh, gee, what is that? Kicks it straight up in the air. Biglands comes to the contest. Swallow did well. Petrie over the top. Watt left it behind. Trying to crash his way through down there was Nathan Thompson. He was dragged down. Doughty. Short one is on. Mark is held by Shirley.
Bit lazy from Brett Burton, wasn't it?
Terrible. Biglands. McLeod, 55 metres out. Bacon square. Backing back is Burton. And that ball was over the line on the full, but Burton took a risk there, backing back, and just missed the behind post.
Well, they say kick it like you'd like a kick to you, but maybe Burton likes a kick to him like that. So he can take the big one. You say 5 goals in your 300th is pretty good, but Mark Rasciuto kicked 6 goals in his 250th, so maybe there's a little bit from Rasciuto left in the bag. Bassett, Doughty, about to send it in Rasciuto's direction, goes long. Burton's going to fly, can't take the mark. Ball thumped clear, just inside the boundary line. McLeod, Thompson, Shirley. He's got the short one, Rasciuto. He might go all the way. No, unselfish. Spears the pass to Matner. Can't mark it. Caught and caught high. And Martin Matner will have a shot from about 51. Unless he goes the pass option. Almost backed his way into that tackle. And he goes the pass option back to Riley, who spent a fair bit of tonight on the bench as well. Massey. He might go all the way. Runs to 55, kick half smothered. Back to him, gets 2 possessions out of that piece of play. Riley pokes the pass wide. Thompson, 55 from goal.
18 Kangaroos in one half the ground at the minute.
Yeah. Thompson standing in the centre circle, the deepest of their players. Here's Stevens, finding a niche in this team. Coming up the ground, it's missed there.
This will be interesting.
By Burton. Well, there's no one to kick to, so he'll run the ball. Harding, one bounce, and then snaps it back towards the middle. The mark is taken by Pratt. Pratt looks across the ground. Squares it towards Harris. In front, though, Massey knocked it away. And he splits two Kangaroos and keeps the ball in front. Well played. Went to ground. Fighting back well, Makepeace. Makepeace to Grant. Grant off his step. Puts it straight across the boundary line on the full.
We often talk about players who have improved from season to season. Chris Massey slips under the radar. This season, enjoying his best year.
Yeah, it's his 9th season on the list. After just 43 games in 4 seasons at Carlton. And just 3 games last year for the Adelaide Crows. Chris Massey. TJ on the boundary.
Oh, the crowd tonight, 47,487, which is the biggest crowd between these two sides, I'm being told, since the 98 grand final.
Beautifully done, Tone.
Bassett sends it wide, back to Thompson. Yes, they're encouraged, the Adelaide Crow fans tonight. If you're not coming, give your tickets to somebody else, so it is a full house for this champion Mark Rashido's 300th game. Kick to half forward, ball thumped clear, and Pratt thought about reloading with a kick, goes wide to Grant, and he's got no one to go to on the wing.
Margin 54 points as he goes just beyond the wing to Harvey. 99 plays 45, 10.5 minutes out from full time, so Adelaide consolidate their position on top of the table. Seen a lot of that tonight. Out on the mark, getting a piece of it. Comes back to Bassett after a strong tackle by Riley. Matner kept it in front, kept it going. Now he's away. Loves this situation, has the obligatory bounce, goes out wide. Long kick from McLeod. Oh, Biglands! Got a ride on the anvil.
Once again, running with a flight of the footy, as opposed to the conventional way that we see forwards push up towards the ball. These Crows run with the flight.
Biglands, who's already kicked 2 goals, got the opening goal of the match. Will kick from just inside the 50. We're right behind him. He's tugged it left. Never a chance. Slapped back well by McIntosh across the line, almost tidy enough. Put it in the box. Villachaize. Sleeping bag.
There he is. Pose you a question, Gary.
Yes, please.
Adelaide Crows are the best team in the comp. Do they have the best list?
Possibly not.
Possibly not, or in your opinion not?
Oh, let's take that under advisement. I'll get back to you at the next stoppage.
Grant to Green to Grant to the wing to Massey. And the Crows with plenty of players behind the ball because the Kangaroos are flooded back at numbers. Bassett, McLeod, Riley, Bock. Maybe just beyond his distance.
I reckon they got the best list, too.
Yeah.
Yep. I think we underestimate a lot of these Adelaide players.
Stevens plays on. Bassett, not a known goal kicker, so doesn't go for them. Thompson, ball thumb clear of him. Harding, outside of the foot, didn't work. Bassett, he can go all the way. Loads up, it's across the face, and the mark taken by Hale. Last line of defence.
Deserved a goal.
Would have blown the window out here.
He's had a good night again, the old Bassett.
Oh. He's one of those players. He doesn't readily spring to mind as an elite, like in the top group of defenders, but he is.
See, that's where I half agree with you. I think they have the best group of what we term B-grade players, that when the likes of Goodwin or McLeod or Edwards come off the ground, their B-graders more than capably fill in for them while they rest.
So collectively, that is a very strong list.
Rawlings goes towards the other side. Yeah,
yeah, no doubt. But is
it
the
bottom line?
Is it the most talented list? I don't reckon it is.
Well, that took a while. Grant's got the ball back towards half-back. So, who's got the most talented list? Adelaide have got the best lot of B-graders.
They've got great A-graders too, but I just reckon they've got so much underneath them that come up and fill in for them while they're all taking a rest.
But maybe Neil Craig's been the one that's turned B-graders into A-graders, like Chris Massey, who left Carlton, like Jason Tawney, who left Richmond, like Scott Stevens, who left Sydney.
Well, he's enjoying a great year, Stevens.
McLeod comes across the ground. Bassett sets himself. Jones did well to knock it away. Edwards had it taken away by Harris. Bassett once more. Matner running yet again, weaving his way through like a snake in water. Kicks it down towards full forward, going back Petrie.
Sounds like a greyhound.
AC Green. And now Rawlings. Played 16 minutes into this final term. 7 to travel to full time. And the Adelaide Crows have the 4 points. Harvey through the wing, spears the pass. Nathan Thompson too far out to score. Pokes it inside 50. A run and chase. Swallow, Hart, Swallow, Hart. Swallow gets the kick away and rolls it home.
Sometimes, to get what you want, you need some words of experience, which is where we come in. So what is it you want?
Andrew Swallow gets his first goal in AFL football. Young man from East Fremantle, and hasn't that club turned out a few players in the AFL? Really struggling in the WAFL competition. A great club over the years, but see, they've done their job in producing players to play at the elite level.
The Sharks, aren't they?
Yep. Harding goes out wide. Makepeace. Not that Swallow would have given them much service. Green. Had it knocked away by McLeod, who followed his own good work up. Kicks into the path of Prosciutto. Can he make it 6 tonight? Moves inside the 50, decides against it. Made it very hard for McGregor. Ball at the back of the pack. Bode led back in the opposite direction. Schwarz. Petrie on his knees. Lower. Well played. Kept his head. Sinclair, ditto. Over the top to Makepeace. Back to Sinclair. Margin 49 points. Sinclair to half forward. Coming across as Jones. Threw himself at it. Missed it. Back goes Bassett. Claimed by Swallow. Into the path of Stevens. Great desperation from Jones. Stevens could get pinged here, and if he does, that'll be a bit harsh. He wasn't the first hand to get to that football. The umpire, right on the spot, umpire Donlan, will ball it up.
There's the next 4 rounds for Adelaide. I'll pose you another one, Gaz. Who puts on the better tackling pressure, Melbourne or Adelaide?
Right now, actual physical tackles Melbourne, but when you talk about talented lists and that, one of the talents of this side, which probably gets downplayed, is their pressure to put, you know, both real and implied pressure on opposition sides. I rate that as a talent, so I take that into consideration. I'm not sure which team you put up as having the best list in terms of working for one another, just discipline.
Trying to get a feel.
No more questions, Derm. I'm starting to feel like Dolly Dye.
How good this Adelaide team is. I mean, they haven't won a premiership yet. They are the favourites, deservedly so. Just how good are they?
Got a pretty big game next week. The West Coast Eagles were the last team to beat them here. Round 2, the West Coast defeated the Adelaide Crows at Amy Stadium, and they face the West Coast again at Subiaco next week.
They've got to win the flag. I mean, that's the only way we can rubber stamp them. They finished on top last year, let's not forget Adelaide. Now, we all suspect they're better than that, but they weren't able to deliver on the promise. So,
the thing I love about them is they're such a hard tackling team, but you see players who are trying to outdo their teammates in the Adelaide outfit, but it's not outdo by a greater mark or a better goal. It is outdo their teammates with selfless acts. Who can do the most, lay the most tackles? Who can run the hardest? Who can make the most unrewarded leads and running? It's all the team acts they're trying to outdo each other with.
Prosciutto, sorry boys.
Go for it.
Gets the handball away. And it's mopped up by Watt. Back pocket, continue if you like. They're just going to chip it around.
Yeah, we knew that, mate.
Harvey's got the ball and he's indicating he's going to kick it long. Well, sort of. Petrie has it. This is the biggest home and away non-showdown crowd at Amy Stadium since round 2, 1993. Adelaide v Collingwood, 48,522. It's Harding.
73 is the highest total Adelaide have conceded in the past 13 weeks. Now, the Roos aren't going to get there. They've got one on the board. They just strangle you.
Kick by Harvey. Dropping back is Brown. Under 4 minutes to go in this one.
Their midfield is the hardest working at getting back and just covering.
So you look at it now, we look across the ground. Adelaide Crows players are running as hard as they were at the start to man up and do this sort of thing.
Shirley did well. Knocked it away. Prosciutto's got it. They've got the extra man, Burton, to McGregor. He can go over the top. Very selfish. No, very good. Kicked the goal. Bode was on.
They come in, they get genuine concern and knowledge. If I can ask a question and I'm not sure of the answer, or I think there might be a few answers, I'll definitely ask my team. We all help each other all the time.
Ozito electric spray gun, only $39.98. British Paints Ultra Flat Paint, $49.80. Multi-sander with kit box, $86. Set of 5 glazed pots, $8 per set. Collapsible storage cube, just $5.98.
They end up with this amazing service.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
4 goals for Ken McGregor. Ball tossed in the air again. Edwards gets the takeaway. High kick to half forward. McGregor couldn't mark it, knocked it down. Goodwin caught. Handball to Thompson. Gets the kick from 35, and it's party time.
Standard broadband not fast enough? You need A&R's ADSL2 Plus broadband. Up to 50 times faster than standard broadband. And up to 400 times faster than dial-up internet. No dial-up cost. Don't tie up your phone line. No setup fee. Get a free modem for less than $1.40 a day. A huge 5 gig limit. A&R ADSL2 Plus broadband. Internet that's smoking.
It's a night about milestones, and Neil Craig is coaching his 50th game tonight. Win number 36. That is quite remarkable, given that he didn't start all that well. McGregor.
Ian Perry gets into this side, and he will be back. They have got some dangerous forwards.
Dowdy had it knocked it. Well, I thought for a moment it was knocked away. It wasn't. Simpson arrived quickly but missed the football. And now Stevens, the man on the mark. Rawlings runs away to pick up a man, so he takes advantage and puts it through.
This is good.
What?
This, read it.
50 good reasons to switch your home and contents insurance to Amy. Call 132244 today.
It'll save us some money.
Yeah. Right. But what do you reckon the other 49 reasons are? What? What are you looking at me like that for?
Lucky you're with Amy.
And you talk about improved players under Neil Craig. Scott Stevens' 49th game, but his 7th season. 25 games for Sydney. Didn't play a game for Adelaide last year. Scott Stevens, and now he's a regular.
They've kicked 11 goals to 3 after half-time. We talk about Perry. They've got Henschel to come back and Welsh to come back.
From the ball up, Clark slaps it wide. Harvey gets the kick away. And McLeod's lurking at half-back. To his own advantage. Shrugs a tackle. Rutten. Back to McLeod. Almost as if they planned it. Thompson hitting a couple of goals tonight. Speaking of players from other clubs, Melbourne was his original club, 39 games there, and they might think they won on the deal. They drafted him pick 16 and sold him for pick 12, but not think they did. Massey wide to Hart. Spears the pass. Good one. Can he find his mate? He dished it off instead. Tawney runs to 50. Long shot at goal. More cream for the cake.
Radio Rentals reckons you'd be mad to shop anywhere else. Let's check it out. Radio Rentals say they'll guarantee the lowest prices. Check. They'll beat any price. Can you rent the latest gear with no deposit? Check. Do they have the longest interest-free deals? Check. Do they have the best range of big brand electrical? Check. Radio Rentals is SA's biggest electrical retailer. You'd be mad to shop anywhere else.
Now, Derm, as you realise, I didn't take sides earlier. I just listened to you and Gary slug it out. But it seems to be now with a margin at 73 points. What does this mean to the players? I mean, if you set yourself to remain competitive and stay in the game, and this happens at the end, I'm just not sure what sort of message that is.
Yeah. What sort of margin do you think it might have been had they gone attacking at the start?
I don't know. We don't know, and that's the problem. Because had they played conventionally, would it have been worse than 73 points?
I would say so.
Here's Harris.
Who knows? Maybe Thompson kicked 6.
Well, you would...
No one's kicked more than 2 against Rutten for the year.
Maybe Hale kicks you.
Tawny, Hart, Bassett.
Got 6 kicks in a match for some time.
But you would sell it to the players that you're going to stop the game down and make a real slugfest of it.
Yeah.
And sell it to them, they've got a chance to win. Well, clearly, that hasn't eventuated. So it raises a lot of question marks within the group.
It does, but at the 10-minute mark of the 3rd quarter, there was true and real belief in the Kangaroos players that they could win this. Had they gone for a shootout, straight from the word go, that belief would have been absolutely obliterated by the 10-minute mark of the first quarter.
How important is the win right now as opposed to playing properly, that it's going to hold you in better stead in the future?
Well, they played conventional football against Adelaide at the Telstra Dome in round 7, and that game finished 18 goals to 9. Well, right now it's 19 goals to 7. So.
And the game was over at quarter time.
Yes, it was, because they kicked 9 goals to 1. Harding's going to have the last shot again. Well, we know what he did last time he kicked after the siren.
What we're determined is that any way they play, they can't beat them.
Adelaide's a better team than the Kangaroos.
Yes.
Well, it's a 73-point margin right now. We'll just make it 12 goals. From outside 50, the celebrations for Mark Prosciutto's 300th game are about to begin. It's a behind, it counts. It's off hands and not slapped through.
Gee.
Well, it should count.
Rushed. Not that we're going to waste time arguing over it.
But you'd want it if it was a close game, wouldn't you?
Exactly.
So it's a 12-goal win, or if you like, 73 points, and they're just confirming whether the point will count or not.
Hang on.
Yeah, it will count.
It's ruined me footy record.
Yeah, 12 goals. Bit of an anticlimax to what's been a fantastic Adelaide Crow victory, and there he is, the man of the moment. 5 goals for Mark Prosciutto in game 300.
And it was a typical Prosciutto performance, wasn't it? He was powerful, he was clever, he was skillful, he was selfless, and he wasn't the best player on the ground, but just to slot through 5 pretty handy goals is very, very important. And he's with the man of the moment, not you, Tony Jones, Mark Prosciutto.
Thanks, Gary. Well, Mark, 300 games, and well, we always say to cap milestone with a win is just terrific, especially one of that magnitude.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get with the Kangaroos. They always give you a tough battle, but they played us pretty well in the first half. They played a bit of a defensive style, but we hung in. The important thing is we kept coming at them, and we kicked goals in the second half.
Hell of a reception for you when you came out, wasn't there? The fireworks, and even Humphrey B-Bear was there.
Yeah, it's been a bit over the top here in Adelaide this week, but one thing's for sure, we get a huge amount of support from our supporters, and we've got 50,000. It's a huge effort in a town like that. And then, you know, they're worth a couple of goals here, and hopefully they can keep it up come finals time.
And you had plenty of family support. Your mum and dad never miss a footy park game, and the rest of your family was here?
Yeah, they don't know. Troops from the Riverland watch me play, and I get a huge amount of support from everyone in the country, especially in the Riverland, but all over the state really. And as I said, they're a huge support for all our team.
Fitting too that your 300th game, you got a touch of the Westies in the jumper tonight.
Yeah, a touch of everything. It's probably the best heritage jumper we've had, so look forward to putting up on the wall.
All right, well, many more hopefully. Well done, mate.
Thanks for the support. Thanks, mate.
Good on you, TJ. Always great to see a champion bloke, modest, and we know him reasonably well. You probably know him better, won't it? And a champion bloke as well, as Simon Goodwin pointed out. Too.
And just a regular guy, as well as Simon Goodwin did say in that article. He'd be just as happy. He's an ultra-competitive human being, but he'd be just as happy if he was back up the bakery picking fruit, but only if he was the one who picked the most fruit for the day.
Exactly right. It was great. It's great to be here, and he's finished business, because probably the only Adelaide that sits on the very impressive CV is Premiership captain. He's done everything else. Premierships, all Australians, Brownlows. Maybe a Norm Smith in the Premiership of the captain of a Premiership team, Dennis, would be nice.
Well, he's such a strong player. I think made the point too in the commentary that a lot of players limp to 300, don't they? Yeah. I mean, this is anything but. He's galloped to 300, and what we saw tonight, he's got improvement in him. You can see the emotion spilling over now. 5 goals tonight, gives him 42 for the season. And, of course, everybody wants to speak to Mark Rasciuto. Radio and television tonight. One of the key playmakers tonight. That was interesting, the duel at various times between McLeod and Wells. That kept us spellbound. Strange sort of game, we've said that several times, but that was something to savour.
Yeah, there were some individual highlights and some brilliance out there put on by players such as those two you mentioned that it always keeps you enthralled. But get back to Mark Rasciuto. It's all about respecting footy. People often say, what do you want to take away from your footy career or whatever? Well, if you can, you're not always going to be the most liked, although in this case probably he's a bit of an exception, because I've never heard anyone say bad work about Mark Rasciuto. But you want to walk away with respect, and if there is an award given for the most respected player going around, then you might have it down to a couple, and I reckon he'd be right in the firing line. Well, and that's about the best thing you could ask for.
Historically, I mean, the Kangaroos don't draw, so this crowd says something about the respect this city has for Mark Rasciuto.
And look, it was interesting, I'm sure all around the country the same sort of articles would have appeared, but there was a big one in the Melbourne paper today in the Age. I think that there were no doubt many over here in Adelaide. And it was really interesting reading those articles, because there was a really common thread through all of them, and it was basically, couldn't happen to a nicer bloke, doesn't forget his mates and his family and friends back in Waikerie, and he's actively involved in business, so he doesn't just sit back and rest on his footy career. He's a man of the community, and he's also, I think we saw it tonight with the tossing of the coin. There's a young fellow that tossed that coin, Brandon Davis, who's a cystic fibrosis sufferer. Very quietly gets about and does plenty of work behind the scenes in that area as well. So it was great reading about him.
And he hasn't had everything go his own way either. He was 5th in the Brownlow Medal of the Year, 1997, when the Adelaide Crows won their first flag, but he didn't play in that premiership. He missed that flag victory, and it really stung him, hurt him badly, but he bounced back to drive the Adelaide Crows to that second flag the year later. And he could well be the man who captains them to the flag this year.
Yeah, and apart from all that, this side just keep on getting better and better and better, and that is the other thing that comes out of tonight. I mean, with all the stats that we saw before the game. Fair enough, Brooke. It's your night, mate. You can do whatever you want. And we might just stay with this, see where this ends up. No doubt in a rousing rendition of the club song, I would imagine. But all those stats, they've been first or second in 20 of the last 25 rounds. Well, that now stretches to 21 or 26. Won 43, well, they won, what's that now, 45 of 63 4 quarters or something like that. They've just been dominant and up for such a long time.
That's probably the question mark, isn't it? I mean, can they maintain the form? We've seen in recent seasons, the team that wins the premiership is quite often the team that's in form in that month.
Yep.
It's a big ask, I mean, to stay up for that length of time. They are clearly superior at the moment. They are the best team going around by quite a distance, but we've seen in the past that that can change rapidly.
That's a great thing about footy and finals, isn't it? I mean, they, as I said, they finished on top last year, lost that first final against St Kilda, I think it was it? That knocked them off?
That'll do.
Yeah, and from that point on, they're back behind the eight ball. Anyway, let's have a listen to this. That's a very big circle, that one, I think. That might be Murray Rasciuto, his father. Again, having read all these articles, feel like I know the Rasciuto family.
And it was the West Coast Eagles in that second preliminary final last year that defeated Adelaide. So as we were saying during the commentary, it is a pretty big game for Adelaide next week against the West Coast Eagles at Subiaco.
No doubt about that. Well, he might have a couple of beers tonight too, the Roo, if not tonight, tomorrow, to celebrate a marvellous night tonight on the occasion of Mark Rasciuto's 300th game. The Crows continue on their merry way, 72-point victors over the Kangaroos.
Walking with Dinosaurs.
Prehistoric Park.
An epic series of love and betrayal.
The premiere of Rome.
Returning for its record-breaking second series.
Know your enemy. That's the first rule of war.
What the hell is going on here? All new, The Closer.
And so many stars, so many stories.
Too Twisted.
Still to come on 9.
Get into Woolworths Liquor and double up with our 2 for $50 offer. Buy any 2 selected 700ml bottles of spirits for just $50. Rush in and double up with our 2 for $50 offer at Woolworths Liquor.
It's 1970 Blues versus Pies. Alex Jezelenko.
Alex Jezelenko!
Can you, Jezzy, you stand here. I'll be Mackay. Dave, you can be Jurgen Jenkins.
Little bit of leverage for Jezelenko. You'll be okay.
Takes it to the wing position.
Oh, Jezelenko! You'll be okay! Yeah!
Oi.
Yes!
Nice grab.
Lacornu's latest and greatest catalogue ends soon. Super Sofa value $1.99. Bunk with pull-out desk $3.59. 7-piece dining $6.99. Plus, no deposit, no interest and no payments till 2008. Hurry, ends soon. Lacornu.
Take a good look at an Albie Turner & Son kitchen, and you'll soon see why they're rated Adelaide's most respected name in kitchens. They've been building award-winning kitchens for over 4 generations. And now, with state-of-the-art 3D computer technology, Albie Turner & Son can create a stunning new range of designs. Classically elegant, hugely innovative, with craftsmanship like no other. It just has to be Albie Turner & Son, Adelaide's most respected name in kitchens.
Whoa, where'd you get that? KFC. What's in it? They start with this big, warm 9-inch roll, and then they fill it with rasher bacon, and then they fill it with lettuce, fill it with grilled onion, fill it with smoky barbecue sauce, and then they fill it with the best part of all, 2 breast fillet crispy strips. What's it called? A filler. Genius.
KFC Smoky Barbecue and Bacon Filler. One of 4 delicious fillers from KFC.
Can't beat that taste.
If you're going to build a home, you need to watch this.
It's a very silent disease almost.
The white ants ate my house away. Yeah, the whole house had to be demolished.
A lot of insurance companies don't cover for white ants.
Do you know there are over 50 white ant companies in this state alone?
I've been a carpenter for 30 years, and this is the biggest change I've seen.
But why are people so excited about Superlock?
No more warping, cracking, no more fiddling around. It's all straight and true.
If the walls are straight, the gyprock goes on straight, the doors are straight in the door frame.
It's an engineered product. The walls fit to the floor, the walls to the roof, the whole thing locked together.
It means you're going to get a really strong house.
Hence the name, Superlock. The best thing, it's not expensive.
It's your biggest investment. There's no need to gamble.
First thing I thought was I will never go timber again. Never.
I know what I'd prefer.
Superlock, it's the future of building.
There's so much more you need to know about Superlock. Go to the Superlock website. Superlock, the world's best steel building system.
Can they be beaten? That is the question. The Adelaide Crows just continue on their merry way. They led all night here against the Kangaroos. 18 points at quarter time, 20 points at half time, and out to 47 by three-quarter time. They finished running away 72 points. Good thing the siren came when it did, Dennis.
Yes, and the fairy tale ending to Mark Rasciuto finishing the night with 5 goals. Terrific effort. His powers continue to rise on the forward line. He's becoming something like a Lee Matthews down there. They clear it out for him, and he's a pretty tough hombre. McGregor got 4, and the longer it went, the better he played. Bode very good with a couple. Biglands and Thompson 2 apiece. The Kangaroos, Harvey tried hard in the midfield. Nathan Thompson, who's been so good in recent weeks, really didn't get much of a chance tonight. Just the 1 goal.
He did not, and that is the final. Mark Rasciuto just stamped there. He can get this tape forever. You've just likened him to Lee Matthews. That's as good as it gets.
He's
on your
got
300.
well, I would have him in the top 10 players I've seen. Matthews at 1, and then there's a bit of a heads are bobbing, can't pick it behind him. But Roos there somewhere.
Absolutely no doubt about that. Not sure Chris Massey's there just yet, but he's playing very good footies down the rooms with Tony Jones.
Well, Chris, congratulations on what was just a terrific win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was well fought. Gee, it was a really good win. I mean, came in at half-time and Craigie really pointed out that we need to keep calm, and came out in the second half and just kept at it, and the contested ball picked up, and fantastic win considering the milestone game for Roo, and boys are really pleased at the moment. You can just hear it by the way the boys sung the theme song. It was I think that circle's getting bigger and bigger, so at the moment we're reasonably pleased going into next week.
Was much made of the 300 in the week? I mean, among the player group?
Oh, a little bit. I mean, it was slightly acknowledged, but at the same time, when we get out there and run around, I mean, it doesn't really matter whose milestone game it is with our opposition to face. So it was mentioned briefly, and I think in the video, Stevie put a fantastic piece of video together just before we trained, or just after we trained. So that was looking good on the memories there. So yeah, it wasn't mentioned too much, but just very happy with the 4 points.
I mean, from where we sit, there's just no stopping you blokes, but there's obviously little things that you still can improve on, is there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, our consistency throughout the 4 quarters, that's something we've got to keep on the ball, and our contested ball can always improve, plus our communication out there. So every week we're looking at areas to improve, and the way we combat the opposition, and so, you know, there's a lot of improvement, absolutely, and we mean that, and we're just looking forward to analysing this game and then getting on with next week.
Well, just quickly, what a big one that is. One of only 2 teams to have rolled you this year. By what, a point, was it?
Yeah, well, we've gone down twice, obviously, by only a few points. So, I mean, it doesn't matter who we play. I mean, Richmond, you know, a month or so ago, and even tonight, you know, I mean, a very competitive side, and week in, week out, you've got to be on the ball to play, no matter who you play.
All right, well done, Chris.
Yeah, thank you.
Chris Massey, of course, down in the Adelaide rooms. You might have saw Ken McGregor. He just was in behind shot.
Like a will-o'-the-wisp.
That's why we put his stats up.
Moved across, yes.
We're going to get to the British Open, Dennis, so we're going to take a break and then wrap up.
What about that golf course? They could do with a bit of this grass, couldn't they? Have you seen that golf course?
You interrupt me mid-throw.
Sorry, it was a good throw too. You were working beautiful.
We'll go and take a break here at Amy Stadium and wrap up what's been a big night for the Adelaide Crows. 72-point winners over that other Chief
Kangaroos.
The Kangaroos.
The Kangaroos.
Thank you.
Sunday, the Saints and Power solved their differences down south. St Kilda, Port Adelaide live from Aurora at 12:30.